This is Josiah Plays Dungeons & Dragons. This is The Shattered Crown, a 5th edition Dark Sun campaign DM'd by Scito Optionum. With me are my fellow players Nox and Tim.
Alright. So, are you guys ready? It's about 8 o'clock on Haze the 6th. You've all just woken up, and yeah, you have a job to do. You've been tasked by Ven to hunt down some debts that need to be repaid. Protection money, as it were.
Right.
And he has highlighted for you a number of places, namely the Brickyard's market stalls. There's a number of stalls there that you need to collect resources from. Let me see. Durgal's stall, Benrick's, Mapinox, as well as the stores Balasar's Bazaar of the Bazaar, Curl Up and Die, the Cutting Room, and the Arena Row Warehouse.
Sorry guys, I've got a delivery. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Wow. Tim's just delivering a baby right in the middle of a D&D game? That's amazing.
It's just that psionics, you know. You can just spontaneously deliver babies.
Yeah.
So we're at the Kanken cart. We just woke up after a night's rest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we should probably just go to the market stalls, right? Since they're the closest thing. Unless you guys want to just hold off on the mission and do something more important, which is to go to Rafiq's gallery.
That's a tempting thing.
I mean, if anybody's going to buy your art, it's nobody. But if anybody was going to, it would be them. Maybe Rafiq has a rat fetish.
That could be possible. I wouldn't see that being a thing that is not involved.
Nox and I were also discussing that this could be a good session for us to go into the ziggurat looking for rainbow beavers.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, that's a totally safe idea. There's not like lots of people who've gone into the ziggurat and disappeared. Nothing like that.
We probably couldn't even get in. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, there's probably like an enchanted fairyland in there. Probably named Finglory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. These are all true
really
facts.
Need to look back over my character and remember who my character even is.
Well, one thing that might help is finishing off your character's bio.
It's finished. That's
you-
it.
but
That's
right-
its full version.
No, writing it out in full, like Corwin and like Nox and Tim have done.
Instead of writing it out in full, I wrote a song.
Yes, and it was a very nice song, but you have to. I still need you to write a full, written out version of your character.
Alright, I'll have it done before we're level 10.
Okay, that's a. I will. No, I seriously do need it though, for planning purposes.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Do you guys have
Welcome back.
Drizzly where you are?
Drizzly?
Yeah, it's the thing that's going to end civilization. It's basically on-demand liquor delivery.
That's okay.
And yeah, and I just ordered a 6-pack of IPA, which they bought me. That was very nice of them. And 1 small bottle of vodka, and they give me 25 of them.
25
for some
bottles
reason.
of vodka?
Yeah.
Really?
They didn't charge you for 25?
No, they charged me the 99 cents that one costs.
99 cents for a bottle of vodka?
It's just a little shooter thing. It's 100 milliliters.
Oh,
And I'm-
okay.
And I'm guessing you'd have to show ID, like, if, there was any question about.
Yeah, the rules on the site certainly say that you do. The guy making $6 an hour delivering it doesn't give a shit.
I kind of figured that.
Well, now, okay, yeah, I did not know about any such liquor delivery service.
We probably don't have it here. We don't have anything like that here. I can't even
What?
get Chinese food delivered here.
Well, I think they're working on that thing in Athos where you can have broy delivered to your tents, like when you're out in the desert.
That'd
be a good service.
Yeah, nothing like that delicious fermented kank nectar. So,
Protect poison and disease. It's like my #1 spell. I've used that spell more than anything else.
yeah, and again, few campaigns will ever require you to use that.
So Jomo looks at Sinclair and Corwin, says, "Where are we gonna go first?"
I'll just go wherever is closest, I guess. Let's just get this over with.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea to me.
All right, so the Brickyard's market stalls?
Yeah.
All right, 1 second.
Is there a specific map of just the market stalls?
No specific map there. So,
It's okay.
it's not a long walk. Takes you about 5 minutes to get from the canking cart to the Brickyard's market stalls. And here it's just a complete mess of people. There's rickety-ass stalls put up everywhere. People are shouting out prices and names. The smell of various things, both appetizing and less so, fills the air. You in particular have been tasked with finding 3 stalls. The stall of one person named Durgal, another named Benrick, and another named Mopinok. Durgal apparently sells watered-down broy. Benrick sells pottery, and Mopinok is supposed to sell specialty items. Now, how do you want to locate them?
I'll just go. My instinct would be just to go up to the first stall and say, "Hey, I'm looking for Durgal."
Hello there. What can I help you with? Are you here for some bread?
Yeah. Do you know a merchant named Durgal?
Actually, I do sort of have a thing for this week. Durgal, oh yeah, Durgal, the stall right over there. He points with his finger, sort of curves it to make a motion around a corner. Just a word of warning, though. He's a bit slow-witted, a bit too much on the... Okay.
Ignore that. I didn't mean to click it.
Let's just say, he doesn't simply sell broy, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
He drinks of the waters, the tempestuous waters.
Sounds like he's dipping into his stock a bit.
Yes, but stormwater. He sells stormwater.
Corwin will give a deep nod and kind of remember that one guy on the road that a shovel was procured from.
Mm-hmm. It's true. The shovel that he was going to use to bury his mother.
Yep.
Look, sometimes a guy needs a shovel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, do you want to go to Durgal's stall, or do you want to chat up this guy some more?
Well, he seems to know some stuff and isn't a complete jackass like most people in this town. So, yeah, I'll ask him where the other two are.
Mopinok? Mopinok is further down that way. You can find it by the smell, incense always burning it. And Benrick's stall is right over there near the small building, the one that's roof is slightly caved in. I think it's being used by refugees now. Can you imagine that, having to live without any roof over your head?
Unthinkable.
That sounds like a terrible fate indeed.
Yes, I'm glad I managed to get a small tenement, though.
Hello, thy man.
Well,
of
thanks
thy
for your
hour.
help. What's this guy selling?
Bread.
I'll buy some of his bread for helping us out.
How you doing, thy man of thy hour?
And he is, selling the bread for a loaf. You can get a loaf for about 2 ceramic pieces.
That's a pretty low price.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I will. I'll go ahead and, buy a loaf for each of us, and thank the guy. And I'm thinking going to Durgal first would be the best. It's in the morning, so maybe he's not completely wasted.
All right. So you push your way through the crowds of people, and again, you can tell by the looks of it that a lot of these people, although some of them are definitely natives to Tyr, a lot of them are refugees, and they're trying to bargain away things just for basic necessities, until you finally come up to one shop which doesn't even have a canopy or anything. It's just literally a barrel, and standing by the barrel is a tiefling who looks rather, let's say, out of it. Roy, one bit of ladle. Roy.
It's literally just a guy with a barrel of broy selling broy by the ladle, and that's it. He doesn't have any other anything.
Well, you could ask him, but it looks like he just sells broy. I mean, he's got a small sack of, which looks like it's is down by the side of the barrel, but other than that... Roy, one bit of ladle.
Yeah, are you Durgal?
What? Who? Wait. Yes, I'm Durgal. He seems a bit unsure of his personage at this point. I am Durgal. Right. Do you want broy?
Can I make an insight check to see if I can get any concept of what's wrong with this guy?
Sure.
Like if he's drunk or crazy or...
Okay.
Nope.
No, yeah, he just seems incredibly slow-witted.
Oh.
You...
Like me.
Yeah, sort of like Jomo, except he seems slow-witted in a way that he... Whereas Jomo's slow-witted in a very special way that, that's why he's going to have to learn how to read, be taught to learn how to read and all that sort of thing. This guy, on the other hand, He seems more to be slow-witted as a result of years of exposures to various intoxicants. So he's someone who makes use of whatever drizzlies or whatever it's called.
He orders 1 bottle of vodka and gets 25.
That's how it starts. Yeah, Durgal, yeah, Ven sent us. We're supposed to collect rent from.
Wait. Okay, so you want... Wait, you don't want the broy?
No, thanks.
Oh, okay. Alright, so what you're saying is you want the stormwater. That's no problem. And he immediately starts going down to his little satchel and opening it up. So, yeah, I can get you a dose of it for just 2 slate pieces, my man.
Yeah, no thanks, my bro. We were just looking to get that money that you owe Ven. He sent us to get you the money.
Oh, Ven, I know that guy. He's a great guy, isn't he? That
No,
Ven.
not really, but you owe him.
Does he want to buy stormwater?
You'd have to ask him. I don't know.
Oh, okay, so he wants broy then.
No. It turns out that people can want more than 2 things.
You lost me.
Corwin,
You lost me.
you want to maybe see if you could sell this guy some art or something? I'm at a.
A super short summary.
Yes,
of the
well,
campaign?
you see, what we're looking for is for you to actually part with some of the money that you have acquired yourself. Now, if I might show you some interesting paintings here, you'll see that these are quite, fascinating and really interesting to look at, especially while you're under the effects of stormwater.
And he sort of nods at you as he's taken one of the balls, the dose of stormwater, and he's actually downing it right now as you're saying this.
Just look at the great desert rat there, just swimming and enjoying the bounty of nature as it just frolics in the water of the oasis.
Yeah, we have an artist in the group who
I saw a rat
is constantly trying to sell art to
once
people.
around here, and I kept it as like a pet, but I didn't like own it, because you can't really own rats, can you?
Exactly. The great desert rat teaches us that, you can't exactly own the rat. The rat is the aspect of nature, and it must face its struggles and inspire all of Athos to rise up against its situation.
Yeah, nobody wants his paintings.
So I don't get it. You want to trade this for some stormwater? Because I don't know if that's a good trade, man.
Actually, I'm looking to trade, one of these amazing paintings there of, of the rat, either the rat up against the oasis, or you even have the 3 rats here, in various poses that are affecting their senses. We're actually looking to trade this for some actual coin.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So 1 vial of stormwater for each you, and then you'll show me where the desert rat keeps his coin. I got it.
I'm afraid you do not have it.
You almost got it, but you kind of missed it just a bit. And Corwin will sort of dig in his money pouch and, produce a few of the different, the various coins there and bring them out and say, see, okay, what happens is I would give you this. And he's just sorts of, waves the painting in front of the guy's face. And you would give me some of these. And he would then wave the coin.
I think he's gonna get
I don't. Okay, so what you're saying is that the desert rat wants me to become a bank teller.
Actually, you're getting closer. You're right there. Yes.
Okay. Just try one more time, man. I'll get it.
Okay. So you have these objects here, and he'll bring out enamel, and he'll bring out ceramic, and all that, depending on whatever he happens to own to vend. Like if it's like 9 enamel, he'll bring out enamel, that kind of thing, and
Well,
say, okay,
what he owes is 1 enamel piece.
okay, yeah. So he'll bring out.
While Nox is explaining this to him, I'm gonna cast guidance on the guy to try to help him understand what.
Okay, I'm going to allow that, and I'm going to see if he can make an insight check to determine what it is you are trying to do here.
Thanks, guidance.
Welcome back, guidance.
Wow.
Oh, we missed you, guidance. Ah, now we're in Tristram as well.
Okay, so I give you one of these, and he's again waves the picture in front of the guy, and you give us some of these, and then he waves the enamel pieces in front of the guy.
Okay. Well, let's see if he gets it. Oh wait, I forgot, he gets +1 from guidance. Alright. So Ven is the desert rat, is what you're saying.
Yes, he is an embodiment of the desert rat, and he
Okay.
wants to sell you this portrait of himself and receive money back. And this will take care of the debt that you owe the desert rat, as we all owe the desert rat a debt to society. And this will pay for yours.
But okay, but and he sort of gets really close to you. I don't have any wall. And he sort of nods his head as if he's just told you something of great wisdom.
He doesn't have any
Walls.
Well, you see, the good thing about this, you see how this is kind of printed on cardstock. You could actually take this and you can glue it to the side of your broy barrel.
He looks down at his broad barrel. But I don't have any glue.
You know what? Are you
selling glue? Wait, are you guys selling glue? Is that what's happening here?
We don't actually just sell the glue. We're actually here to sell this painting to you. But if you purchase this painting, what we will do is we will affix it to the bright barrel for you. So you'll be all ready, and you'll have a nice conversation piece, and it'll actually improve your sales because people will come around to the barrel. You'll get more sales.
The painting is going to talk to me, man? I don't want that. I don't want talking painting.
No, the people will come, and they'll be amazed by the painting.
And
they'll buy from you.
Dude, I don't want no talking painting, man. I just want to be here selling my broy and my stormwater, and I don't.
You see, that means you want this painting here, and he shows the one of the rats of Distra where it's see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. See how they're shutting off their senses. They're embodying the aspect of quiet and meditation. These rats will not speak to you.
On my action, I literally just facepalm.
Do either of you want to try and help Nox out here? Because it seems like he's shutting down the Durgle a bit.
I feel like Sinclair will have better luck at this.
You see, bringing it back down to the basics, what we have is here. I will give you this object, and he waves the painting again.
I love how
And
desperate
you will give us these objects, and he waves the enamel again. You see, so I give you this, and you will give us this of
but
yours.
I don't want
What is that sound effect? That's the sound effect of giving?
That's the wiggle waggle, the vocal wiggle waggling of the object of the painting and the enamel. He's literally making the sound as he's shaking it in front of the guy.
I don't want it, man. I don't want it. I take the scary paintings away, man. I just want to do business with people who just. Are you sure you don't want just Broy, man? I have Broy.
No, you're in luck, actually, Durgal, because we run a service that takes away paintings. So for one enamel piece, we'll make sure you never see these paintings again. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting inundated with painting that all want to look and talk at you.
Yes, if you would like to be on my do not solicit list, then just submit an enamel piece now, and you'll be taken off my solicitation.
I got it, man. I got it. And he takes out this small coin purse and roots around, finally grabs the enamel piece, and he sort of just forces it into Sinclair's hand. Now make the scary man go away. I don't want his paintings.
It's a whole new way of intimidating people.
All right, Durgal. Maybe take it easy on the storm water for, I don't know how long you have left, but that amount of time. And we will make sure you see no further scary paintings.
Oh, that's such a relief, man. That's such a relief. You know what that makes me want to do?
I am afraid I do. I know what that makes you want to do.
This fellow understands me, and he's already grabbing another dose of storm water. So,
well,
you guys got the enamel piece.
That was the most roundabout use of intimidation ever, but that worked.
We're so good at this.
Yeah, very good job shaking down merchants. The first one, you managed to scare him. Now, any future time that you need to, if you need to ever do this again, you just need to threaten him with the scary paintings. All right. So the nearest stall, based on where you are, would be Benrick's stall. So do you want to go there, or do you want to try and look about this place, just see if the sights of this marketplace, or do you just want to try and get the hell out of here as soon as possible?
I'd say if there's anything particularly interesting around, but if it's like the same sort of common merchants that one would find in a bazaar or such, then I think we'd probably head toward.
It's mostly that. The only thing that's of note is that you hear a couple of people talking about supposedly there's, based on what you've gleaned from their conversation, supposedly there's talk of memorial games being planned in Rickus's honor in the gladiatorial stadium. But other than that, it's just talk about refugee crisis, Balakan blockade.
I'm going to ask somebody that's talking about the gladiatorial thing. Could people sign up to fight and get paid?
Yes, I believe that's the case. Although, I believe that at least should the games occur, I'm not certain it will. Though I do know that Lady Sadira, who's on the council, is quite opposed to the gladiatorial games. She actually has wanted them shut down for some time. still, I suppose we'll learn in the next few days or so whether or not these games will actually take place. But from what I understand, Lord Tithian is actually very keen on it. Believes it would be.
Go ahead.
He believes it would be a good way of helping out with the citizenries, improving the mood a bit.
I wonder how much gladiators get paid. We should try it. Joma kind of looks at the other two, like, expectantly.
I suppose it might not be such a bad thing to give a shot, but it all depends on what sort of gladiatorial combat. I mean, if it's a fight to the death for, a few ceramic, that's not a good way to go. But
I'll ask the person that we're speaking to, whoever they are.
Yeah.
You know who we go talk to find out more about this?
I honestly, again, there's just talk at the moment of these games being planned. They do have regular gladiatorial games every so often, though. They're not fight to the death sort of affairs like you'll find in the other cities, but they're still quite spectacular. Right now, though, I don't believe there's any gladiatorial matches being planned. So most likely the stadium will just be filled with merchants who are use it as a space for selling their wares on the off days.
To our knowledge, Scito, is there still a bureaucracy of Templars in the city even after Kalak's death?
I would say that Corwin would know that, and yes, there is still a bureaucracy of Templars. I mean, if you go to the map of Tyr...
Yeah, there's a Templar district and some particular ones.
There are a whole lot of bureaus.
Yeah.
So there's probably a Templar that's in charge of games. But we wouldn't... Well, Joma wouldn't know that in any case.
Yeah. I mean, namely, there's a place, the Bureau of the Arena and Public Works, but...
Where's that?
Well, if you look on the map, it's right there in the Bureau. Yeah.
We should visit that cool area with all the green. Maybe they'll just allow random people to visit the King's Gardens. Why not?
Sure.
I'm sure that'll work out just fine.
I'm sure we can find a way in, even if they don't want us to. Probably just a misdemeanor offense.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Probably exactly that.
All right, so Benrick, I think, is the other guy we kind of know where his place is.
Yeah.
So let's head on over and see what kind of nonsense we're gonna have to do to get money out of this.
All right. So again, you push your way. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Joma kind of tugs on Sinclair's sleeve and sort of whispers to him, "Maybe this time you take the lead instead of." And he kind of nods towards Corwin.
Well, I wasn't having much better luck, but we'll give it a shot.
All right. So you again push your way through the crowds, and you finally find what appears to be, at least you're not certain if it's Benrick, but it does match the description that you've heard of him, male human selling various bits of pottery.
Okay, so yes, Sinclair will walk up and say, Benrick is?
Yes, how can I help you? Pottery, just 2 ceramic pieces for a jug or pitcher, 5 ceramic per pot, 1 ceramic piece per mug, and only 5 bits per cup.
We're actually here. Ven sent us to collect the rent.
I I see. What am I owed for? And the amount he is owed for is 7 slate pieces.
Yes, the 7 slate pieces.
You know, I'm gonna just make a handout that has. Where should I put this? I guess under personal notes. That has the various price amounts that each person is owed.
Where did you put this note?
I'm still making it.
Oh, okay.
So I already got Durgle.
Yeah, normally we play once a week then, man. We actually suspended this campaign for about 5 months. We just started it back up again. This is our first session in 5 months. But yeah, we generally go once a week. This is actually our 16th session of this campaign. In addition, on Thursday nights, I run a game on this channel as well. A separate D&D campaign that I'm DMing that has only had 3 sessions so far. So it should be every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific for that game. And this game will probably be on Fridays, but this game might move around to different days. I'm not sure.
All right.
Also,
And this is under your personal notes.
The videos of these sessions go up on my YouTube channel, usually within a day after they happen. So all the previous sessions of this campaign are on my YouTube channel.
7 slate pieces, was it?
Yeah.
Very well. Ben's due must be paid, I suppose. And he goes to his coin purse and pulls out 7 slate pieces. Well, 6 slate pieces and 10 ceramic pieces, and places in your hand. I hope that will be it for the week.
Is this a lot of money? I have no perspective. I mean, so like, what's a farmhand make in a day, if you know?
Okay, well, a unskilled laborer or peddler is probably making around 2 slate pieces to 1 enamel piece per day. So an average of about 6 slate pieces per day. But in terms of money they actually get to keep from that, because of living expenses and taxes, they're probably only getting to keep about 7 ceramic pieces per day.
But basically, this guy just gave us 1 day's worth of income, approximately, right?
Yeah, he gave you about a day's worth of income, so yeah, that's his payment for the week.
It's quite a bit, I guess, but not, I don't know. I mean, depends on if he's really getting protection or not.
Was there anything else?
Nope, thank you. Yeah, I guess I will just take a look at the pottery to see if anything jumps out at me, and if not, move on to try and find a Mapanock.
Well, yeah, they're all the pottery. It's nothing like Corwin in particular would have seen much better pottery. Balakan pottery is famed, but this is all produced in tier, and it's nothing too special.
I think it's 10-1. It's 10-1 ratio.
So I mean, it's all right work, but again, unless you need a jug or a pitcher or a pot, then you know.
All right, so head to the general area where we think this other guy is, and see if we can't.
All right. So Mapinock, one thing you know about Mapinock is that Mapinock is a Dray or a Dragonborn, which is something very unusual in Athos. And so it doesn't take you too long to find this Mapinock, a stall that's covered in feathers, beads, fetishes, and totems. And she's calling out, "Come, come, please the spirits with the purchase of these quality wares."
Corbin will approach and kind of take a look over the items that's on display.
All right. So she has some, again, sets of beads, some feathers, some low quality fetishes and totems, although she has some nicer ones there too. Ah, have these interested you, my friend?
Possibly. I'm just sort of browsing at the moment, but yeah, you look like you got some interesting stuff.
Oh, yes. Mapinock is many fine things for sale. Things that will give you...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Does anything you have look like it relates to flame or fire spirits or anything like that?
I would say that some of the fetishes have a sort of flame theme to them. Yeah, so there's a few things that look like they are related to fire.
Anything rat related?
No, there's nothing rat related.
Are you guys there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my voice keeps getting disconnected from Discord. I might have to hop off.
You need to like restart it or something?
I think he needs Scito to reinstall his.
God damn it. No.
It's definitely Scito's fault. Yep. Blame Scito. Look what he did to Tim.
Okay, hopefully that'll fix everything.
They can be heard.
All right. So,
well, Nox is an actual cow in real life.
I also note that at this time, your no, never mind. So go ahead. Or what are you guys doing with Mapinock?
I'll just try the straightforward approach. Go up and yeah, hi, Mapanock, is it? Yeah, we're collecting for Ven today. Looks like you're on for 5 slate pieces.
Ven, curses upon him. His protection fees anger the spirits. you would do well not to act as his lackey, for you will come under great curses should you anger Mapinok and anger the spirits as well.
So it's been my experience that those curses kind of come whether or not I'm working. So I, gotta have a job.
And what of my job? I must go on selling these holy items to prospective buyers, who will then go forth and bring blessings upon the spirits and themselves.
Scito, I want to use guidance and then insight to see if I can tell whether this guy's being legitimate about the spirits,
It's
or if
a female dragonborn.
This woman is being, if she's being sincere, or if she's just conning when she's talking about the spirits.
Okay. Go ahead. Thanks, insight.
Thanks, guidance. So 15.
I'll say that does, though. You get the sense that although she doesn't really believe that this will anger the spirits, she does at least have some belief in it. She's not like a fervent devotee sort of things, but she does believe that she is working with holy items, or at least with items that will please the spirit.
It's only 1 out of 4. All right. How you know the spirits not want then to get paid?
Because why should I have to pay of the coin that I rightly earn? I charge only the smallest amount for these high quality items. These items which then may be used to praise the spirits. Around this time, Sirshu sort of floats by you and goes, yes, because what pleases spirits are beads and feathers. Good job. Just collect the money from her and let's get going.
Can other people see her?
Yeah.
Just us three.
Just you three.
So they can't, this person can't hear Seer either, right?
No.
I'm going to ask Seer, what does please the spirits then?
Well, it depends. Various votives are sometimes used to invoke the spirits. But in terms of what would actually please them, I suppose, she sort of hesitates, and it's clear that she's not entirely certain herself. Again, her knowledge base isn't quite as broad as in a way she was just born in the last couple of days. But but again, it's more intuitive, I suppose, her statement. I can't say exactly what they would want, but I know that I wouldn't care for some beads or feathers or small little knickknacks like these.
But based on my background and my training as a tribal fire shaman, essentially, this kind of stuff is common, right? Like these kind of fetishes and things are things that are often used by...
Yeah, these things would probably be more used by druids and whatnot than clerics, but yeah, these are not entirely unusual.
Does Corwin get the sense that there's anything particularly special about any items? Like, is there anything, enchantments or anything like
that? You could do an Arcana check and see if there's...
Enchantment?
Okay. Enchantment! Oh, God. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
So
why do you always roll 1? You roll 1 like 1 out of every 3 times.
Exactly.
You believe that the the goods that are stolen from you are entirely consisting of enchanted. You think that this woman may, in fact, be selling a treasure trove of enchanted items.
Kerwin will kind of just delicately, handle some of them, just sort of look in awe and wonder, and just sort of look between, the other ones, not wanting to possibly break them, because they'd be worth more than, all his rat paintings potentially.
Yes, I love how you literally you are being suckered by yourself.
The greatest con artist cons even himself.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, again, yeah, you were just amazed by you're getting the sense of magic from each of these. All these must clearly have some sort of potential. I mean, how could they not?
I'm going to take out my drum and start playing it.
Okay.
Here we go.
And I'm gonna start like trying to concentrate and commune with the spirits and looking at his items that are flame related and see if any of them call to me, if I feel a spiritual connection with any of these items.
Okay, I guess make a religion check. See if you feel a connection to any of them. Or nature
Religion
check.
-2. Okay, nature is at 0, so that's a little better.
Okay. Yeah, you're not really feeling like any of them are giving you a connection. You get the sense that some of the higher quality fetishes and totems might be viable as a casting focus, at least for a druid, but you are not getting anything particularly noteworthy from any of them.
So
Why?
I will address Mappanock again while one person is looking at her
Drumming.
wares as if they're the most amazing things ever, and the other is playing a set of drums. And we'll say, I'm sorry. I must be an imposition. I have to come and ask for the money. You guys have to pay Ven for his protection. I get that it sucks. But, well, we're kind of the nice guys, I guess, where I can go back and tell him that you didn't have the money or didn't want to pay it. I really don't want to do that. I mean, maybe you've heard about that tiefling that was on the same row as Ven.
Wow.
And all he did was say something bad about the guy. Can we help each other here?
There's a guy going around.
Her face purses up and she looks at you, narrowing her scaly eyes, and she goes, "Fine." And without breaking her gaze, she reaches into her coin purse and pulls out 5 slate pieces and puts them into your hand. But know that this displeases the spirits greatly.
Okay, thank you. You're being very reasonable, and my deepest apologies to the.
My deepest apologies to the spirits. Oh, hey Amaranth, how you doing? Jomo seems confused, which is frequent for him. I don't understand what the problem is. He protects you, right?
Yes, he protects us. He protects all of us in a very similar way. Sure, I don't have to worry about thugs, or at least I usually don't have to worry about thugs, but if I don't pay, then he smashes my...
Kind of cut off there. Reinstall Discord.
Oh, lose?
Oh, that was me that got disconnected. I'm like,
We
you
all
just...
did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it. He smashes my, and that was it.
That's where it cut off for me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
He smashes my goods as if I do not pay, usually using thugs like yourselves.
Did you agree to pay him in the first place?
I was not given a choice. You either find someone who protects you in this part of town, or you will find yourself quickly without goods to sell.
Truly, it would be a shame for such lovely and potent goods as these to possibly be destroyed or even shipped or tarnished.
She's sort of looking at Corwin as if Corwin is a crazy man. What?
Scito, can I make an insight check to see if I think Corwin believes what he's saying, or if this is just some random
Sure.
and new way to sell his paintings?
Sure. Go ahead. Make an insight check. Okay. Yeah, you get the sense that Corwin honestly believes that in whatever fit of madness has taken hold of him, that these are in fact very valuable magical items.
Okay. Then Sinclair will ask Mappinock how much she wants for everything on the.
You're kidding. You take my money and now you want to buy things from me? What kind of hired help are you?
Well, I can work and also have a hobby.
Yeah, I am not. I have not the time for these games. So give me that, and she snatches away whatever thing that Corwin's holding at the time. I will not sell to you. Go.
Just wait 1 second, and Corwin's going to reach into his pocket and pull out something, and he's holding it so tightly and preciously, and then slowly he's going to open his cupped hands and go, "This was given to me by one of my dearest friends. Would you recommend one of your objects here that could possibly go along with this most precious of things, this ceramic button that was given to me by the desert rat?"
She just sort of looks at you and then looks back at the other two and says, "Has he been buying from Durgle?" Why?
Okay, so I'm gonna grab Corwin and pull him back.
Okay. Well, so you do that, and meanwhile, Mapinok
Yeah.
is the anger that she had and the indignation over, having to pay the protection fees sort of is gone, replaced with great confusion. As you're pulling him away, though, you begin to hear what appears to be a bit of an argument going forth nearby. Do you want to investigate or just?
Well, okay, so this is my frame of mind. The reason that I did the insight check is because I know that Corwin can cast magic. I know that he actually knows about arcane magic.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems convinced that everything on that table is extremely powerful arcane magic items. And he would know. So I now want everything that's on that table. And so the reason I'm pulling Corwin aside is just to talk to him.
Okay.
And just, kind of in as hushed a voice I can, say, do you have any idea what any of these do? Why is it?
Well, they look to be of a high craftsmanship, and you can see the elegance and majesty of the whole set there. But I mean, honestly, with all these people around the marketplace, I kind of don't dare, investigate it, further with a bit of the old razzle dazzle, if you know what I mean. But they just look so well made. It's just amazing.
Okay. Well, she's upset with us now, but maybe we can figure out a way to come back later. I'd be interested to see what find out about these things.
All right.
And then you said there's an argument, something happening?
Yes. You hear what appears to be a young man arguing with one of the vendors nearby. And what strikes you is not that... I mean, there's a lot of arguments that are going around here of people pleading for things, but this voice carries more of a noble tone to it. It's not a voice of desperation, it's a voice of concern.
I'm going to try to listen to this argument.
Yeah, once Corwin sort of gets over his fascination with the items, now that he's away from the table, he'll kind of listen in as well.
All right. So as you get nearer to this argument, you can hear, you see that it's between this young man, pictured here. Does everyone see that?
I see it.
Okay. And a dwarven vendor. Please, you must be willing to sell. I have the money. The refugees, they need the food. I'm telling you, it's simply a matter of supply and demand. I can't supply all these people you want. I mean, the volumes you're talking about, I just can't do it. You must have a reserve stock or something like that. I don't... Look. The reserve stock is in case of emergencies, all right? And right now, I'm not in an emergency. I'm not really willing to part with it. I still don't think it would be nearly enough to fill how many people you want to give this to. So, I'm sorry. Just I will pay double your price if you will just help me. I'm sorry. I'm not going into my back stock. And it's sort of going back and forth like that. So, do any of you do anything? Hello?
I know how to solve this.
Yes. Burning hands.
Nah, just keep listening, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure if there's still a conversation going on with the merchant, with them, or...
Well, no, it's just more, it's continuing on like this. This fellow appears to be, again, from what you can glean, he seems to be trying to secure food for some other people, and this dwarven merchant is not interested in basically giving him the sale. Or at least he's saying that he can't. So are you gonna help out or just let him...
What is the dwarven merchant selling?
He is selling, looks like, bread and salted meats.
Okay, is there something that I'm missing, like maybe a racial element or something going on?
No,
Okay.
it just... from what it sounds like, the dwarven vendor has a stock of food that he's not willing to sell to this other fellow.
When we get the sense that he just simply literally does not have the supply to meet that.
Yes, but regardless, it sounds like the dwarven vendor has more food. He's not unwilling to sell the food he has out, but he seems to be unwilling to dip into whatever other stock he has to help out this guy, who, as you are able to intimate from his conversation, is trying to buy food for the refugees.
Yeah, Sinclair will walk up and just say to the dwarf, your actions are confusing me here, friend. It sounds like this man's willing to pay twice the price for your wares, and you're not wanting to sell to him? What am I not?
Look, the simple matter here is that if I hold on to my stock, which is again my stock, and wait for things to get worse, and with the number of refugees coming in, it is going to get worse. I can charge more. Plus, there's also the matter of I need to make sure that I myself have enough to eat, and am sure that I will have enough to eat. You get me?
That doesn't sound honest.
Look, it's a time of crisis, and all I'm trying to do is just support myself and earn a living. Now, I'm willing to sell this gentleman all the food I have out here, but I just can't see myself going into my private stocks, all right?
You know, there are a bunch of other vendors that are all over the place. You know, we passed a bread vendor just getting into here.
Yes, but none can have the amount of food that this vendor has. I need it. He's the only one who has a supply that can even come close to what I need. And I'm telling you that even if I went into my private stock, I still wouldn't be able to supply food to all the people you have. But you will be able to help them still, somewhat.
Jomo shrugs and he says, "This merchant is an asshole, but he not owe you anything. He'll sell you what he wants to sell you. Can't make him."
Sinclair, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Sinclair's just gonna say, "I'm sorry, friend. I do not understand the mindset of people like this, but perhaps get what you can from him and maybe make a few other stops at other merchants."
You know, if you don't mind some lower grade food, there's a place called the Kanken Cart down the way, and well, it tastes bad, but it'll get you through.
And whatever else happens, just, maybe just take a breath and stop shouting to everyone around here that you have that kind of. This is not the best area.
He sort of lowers his head. Fine. I suppose you are right. It's just there are so many refugees who need food, and I have been visiting stalls throughout here just trying to secure the food for them. Dwarven merchant, I will buy the food you have out and not press you on your stock. He seems rather crestfallen by this.
How come you buying food for... Why are you buying food for refugees anyway? Who are you?
My name is Nazre, and I am simply a citizen of Tyr who cannot cannot tolerate this sort of rampant profiteering off of the refugees that you see around you. And he sort of waves his hand around and to all the various people. And again, there is many merchants who are haggling with refugees who are trying to sell off their last bits of things for food and water. The refugee camp outside of the gates grows by the day, and the need for food grows greater still. Most of them do not think that they would be unable to find a proper place to live or any sort of job. Most of them simply are escaping war and famine that has crossed these lands ever since the fall of Kalak. So I am attempting to assist, as it were.
That's a noble goal, Azrae. Where is it that you live in Tyr?
I know I have long since given up my home here in Tyr. I now live amongst the refugees.
Have you tried the merchant square at all? I mean, they've got jerky and all that type of stuff there, crawdloo jerky and so forth.
The prices are simply too high. I cannot afford it. Even with all of our pooled resources, we are unable to pay for the prices they would ask. Plus, many of them are like the dwarven merchant here, unwilling to part with some of their better stocks for hope of getting better prices elsewhere or at a later time.
Yeah, unfortunately, what those merchants don't understand is that when your business model is built on things getting worse, you're more than likely going to end up having all of your wares stolen from you.
Well, that or if they don't spoil first.
The merchant houses don't worry about that. They have their own armies to protect their goods. There's simply no other way. Meanwhile, the crisis in Tyr grows worse by the day. Look, if you will excuse me a second, and I simply need to pay for this food and see that it gets to the proper place, but I would speak more with you if that would be all right.
Was the dwarf affected by anything that was said about, hey, the projections, if you're going for bad projections, that things just might not turn out, that kind of?
No, I mean, you can try and make a persuasion check with him still, but he, meanwhile, is just too self-interested to really care.
Is Seer still here? Just following me around?
Seershu?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been sort of in the background, just sort of looking around.
I'm gonna ask her. Jomo not good at ideas. You so smart. How we help these refugees?
How do you help them? Well, I first off don't really see how it's any business of ours. But I suppose the first thing would be securing some supplies for them. But as the vendor here seems to suggest, the supplies simply don't exist. Or at least they don't exist in a readily attainable form. Honestly, why are we bothering with refugees when we still need to figure out exactly what I am? Though
Don't know how to do that.
She sort of gives a frustrated sigh. In any case, just do whatever. and she sort of fades out. She sort of fades away. She doesn't appear to have anything else to add.
All right, I just play my drum then.
Okay, you start playing your drum. So Nazri, meanwhile, he's just gone back to the dwarven vendor, and he's making the arrangements for the food. Are you guys going to wait here for him, or are you going to just say, later, nerd?
Yeah, I'll hang out for a second.
All right. So Nasri concludes his business with a dwarven merchant, who then yells over to a couple of a teenager and a kid to start loading up a cart with the stuff from his stall, and giving them directions to the refugee encampment outside the city gates. Look, my friends, I appreciate that the help you attempted to give, even if it was only an advice, but this would be an imposition, but I do not suppose you would consider donating anything to the refugees. They could truly use the help.
Jomo could give you some coin, but that don't seem to do
Well,
you no good.
Food would be best. Any food that you can give would be much appreciated.
I mean, I feel like in 5 levels, we'd be able to get you all the food we needed. I will give him all the food I have on me.
Even your rations?
Yeah, I could buy more rations. Why?
Oh, okay, you have 11 rations, so that's quite a bit. And you're sure you don't want to save one for the day? Because you haven't eaten yet.
Well, I have this loaf of bread. But yeah, okay, I'll give him 10 days of rations.
Okay.
You mean you're not going to give him the loaf of bread with your teeth marks in it?
No, I don't think I'll part with that.
All
I'm
right.
not giving up any of my rations.
Corwin, what about you?
Well, how much were you paying for each bit of meat or bread there or whatnot?
There, I was paying as a bulk price. So I cannot give you what the individual price would be for a given amount of food.
My character got poisoned.
All right. And, Corwin will kind of, think to himself and shake his head as it dismisses a thought and reconsider again and go, all right. And, yeah, Corwin will part with 3 rations.
Okay, so all of your food, in other words.
Just 3 of them. He's going to keep 8 of them for himself.
8? Where do you get 8? I only have you as having 3 rations.
It says there was 11 on my sheet. I'm not sure exactly when or how.
Yeah, I've been keeping track of the food, and Sinclair had his number lines up, but yours does not. I have you down as having 3 things of food.
Okay, yeah, he'll just give those then. Yeah, he'll give all his food.
Okay.
Wait, how much do you have for me?
4.
I have 6. You realize the last couple days we've been eating at restaurants and not eating our rations, right?
I know.
Okay. You have 4? Alright, I'll change it to 4.
Now, since I'm giving him all my food, if you want to say it's 11 and I gave him 11, if you want to multiply it that way, if it's like a...
Well, in any case, Nazare, he accepts the food as you sort of get out your packs, and he says, "This is more than generous. Thank you so much. This will help out greatly. Thank you, my friends. Thank you."
Yeah, you're welcome. And again, if you want to try some, low quality, kind of cheap food, you might want to try over at the Kanken Cart. I mean, I don't think anyone else is buying from it anyway, but, if you need it, it's there.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you. I must quickly get these to the refugees. Thank you again, my friends. And he sort of nods at both Corwin and Sinclair, not so much at Jomo, and he quickly walks off with the food. And then you discover you've been suckered.
That's okay.
He seemed genuine, at least as far as any of you could tell. You did a check, but still, he seemed genuine. Anyways.
Well, good deed done for the day. It's time to get back to extorting some of the locals.
Yeah, it sure is. So you finished up at the stalls. Where do you want to go next?
I kind of want to save up, curl up, and die for the last, but none of them sound like a particularly appealing destination.
You think curl up and die is like a hairdressing place?
As from what Ven has told you, it's basically a boutique sort of. So it sells. Well, yeah, I guess it would sort of be a hairdressing place as well. Yeah.
I was thinking it was Tyr's version of a gymnasium.
Well, it's DYE, so...
Oh, it is DYE. I had DIE on the...
Oh, yeah, I've got it on... Okay.
Oh, right. On the note it says DIE, but on the map it says DYE.
Oh, yeah, okay. Then that's not as ominous.
Okay, so yeah, you have Balasar's Bazaar of the Bazaar, Curl Up and Die, the Cutting Room, and the Arena Row Warehouse.
And I mean, yeah, probably just the closest one. I would.
All right, that would be Balasar's Bazaar of the Bazaar.
I don't think I'm gonna like this guy.
I think Nox is gonna get into some shenanigans here of some sort.
I'm already sensing it. I'm wondering. I'm thinking. All right, I'm gonna natural one looking at these items.
Look, I might have to play some drum here. I put my drum away and I resummon my floating flame above my hand that I carry through the streets casually.
All right. You do that, and people are all sort of looking at you very strangely. In fact, at one point, you actually have a city guard, not a Templar, but a city guardsman come to say, what are you doing there with that?
This is the holy flame. I am a holy man. This is a sign of my faith.
Right. That's not gonna burn anything, is it?
No, it not burn anything.
I think maybe if you just were to put that away for now, it would make people feel a little bit more comfortable. We've had fires here in the past, and they've been, let's just say, they've been quite devastating.
I can put out fires instantly. You ain't got to worry about me. I control flame. Right. If there's a fire, I'll deal with it.
Oh, all right. That's fine then. And he sort of he seems very uncertain about you, and honestly, he deals with a lot of bullshit here in the Smiths district, so he just sort of shakes his head and walks away. Anyways, it takes you about 10 minutes, but you finally get to Balasar's Bazaar of the Bazaar. And inside, you are greeted with a very strange scent. It might be incense, but it might not be. But stranger still is the weird collection of things that you can find there. There's what appears to be pieces of amber in odd shapes, bones of various sizes, a water clock, crystals, petrified cakes, it looks like, and marble beetles even. Pretty much every oddity that you can name is there.
Did you just say petrified cakes?
Yes, petrified cakes.
Like, what kind of cakes?
You'd have to actually examine them to try and get a better idea of what they are.
Okay.
Okay. And sitting in the back is this short man, human, and he looks up, bespectacled. Hello, hello. Welcome to my shop, friends. What can I interest you in Balasar's Bazaar of the Bazaar?
You can interest me in the 5 enamel pieces you owe Ven.
Oh, it's that time of the week already. I see. He sort of looks a little bit crestfallen. Very, very well. I don't wish to get on Ven's bad side, and nor you gentlemen's. Let me just get that. And he goes over to a small box that he keeps on the table and opens it up and scoops up 5 enamel pieces, which he then hands to you. That's the everything, I suppose. Is there anything else?
No, not for me. Mind if we look around for a minute?
I suppose that's fine. Yes. See, yeah, you see more odd things, statues that are carved oddly. There's even actually a painting which appears to have on velvet here.
And what sort of painting?
It appears to be a painting of Calic, done on velvet.
Imagine if you just took that and you just changed the face so he had a rat face.
Mm-hmm.
The Sorcerer Rat King.
Oh God. So, what are you guys doing?
I want to inspect the cakes.
Okay. As they appear from distance, they do appear to be cakes that have become petrified with age. These are truly ancient cakes. And some biscuits as well.
Jumbo just looks at the proprietor and, what the hell are these?
Well, those actually were found from a fellow who traveled just outside of the Black Waters region. He managed to find a crate full of these, believed to date back to that age, more than 1,000 years old. I think that one was a honey cake.
Why would you want an old cake that's no longer good from a long time ago?
Well,
it's trash.
It's not trash. It's an oddity, a curiosity. And some people a few people one person has purchased them in the past.
Any books in the shop, Scito?
Yeah, there's some books. They all appear to be on various esoteric topics. Tomes that some of them appear to be written in languages that you don't understand, or at least, what languages do you speak? Wow, Common, Dwarven, Elven, Oh, wow, you speak a lot of languages. But yeah, that you don't actually recognize the languages yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to give the place a once over and see if there's anything overtly interesting or something that would grab my attention, but if not, I'll have...
All right. Corwin, what are you doing?
Well, also having been, enamored by the other stall so much, Corin will kind of look in here and see if there's anything particularly enchantful and that kind of stuff, or failing that, if there's anything rat-related.
Okay. Go ahead. Take a... do you want to make a roll, or just do a...
Or just assume that I get a natural one. Yeah, Arcana, again, I'm presuming.
Sure. If you want to look for something magical, go ahead. All right. Nothing here strikes you as being particularly magical. There's some various things that could be used as components, you believe. Things like a small bell that you find. But in terms of actual, anything enchanted, not really.
Okay. And would Corwin be able to read those books if anything's in any of them are draconic?
One of the tomes appears to actually be written in draconic, but it's pretty worn away and looks quite old. The cover is all tattered and everything.
Gotcha. Is the title anything that catches his eye, or is it something...
It appears to be something speaking about... the most you can make out of it... in fact, make a investigation check. Okay. From what you can see, it appears to be... You can make out the word cerulean on the title, on the book, but that's about it.
Interesting. And this book looks like it's just going to fall to dust if he kind of disturbs.
Yeah, it is in pretty rough shape.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he'll just sort of look around the rest of the place just a bit, see if anything else kind of sort of catches his eye.
All right. There's nothing rat related, but there does appear to be a something that looks like a ferret, or at least something approaching a ferret. A stone carving of one.
It's basically an off-brand rat.
Nice. Is there anything special about the carving at all?
Not that you could tell. You didn't sense anything magical from any of these items, so it appears to be a carving of a ferret.
Yeah, Corin will kind of pick it up and admire it for a moment and such, but that'll probably be it.
Okay. I'm proud of you, Nox. You're not trying to sell him a painting.
I was actually
Yet.
considering that. I was, if he were to have approached as we were talking, I was sort of working up to a sales.
But then you thought better of it.
Size time.
Although, in fairness, the bazaar of the bazaar, this might actually be a good place to try it. But, your decision.
Yeah, I mean, is he still talking to Jomo, like, about the petrified cat?
No, I'll say that he's finished there.
Would Corwin have kind of overheard the stuff about the oddities and that kind of?
Yeah. It's not a huge shop, so.
Yeah, so I mean, like if he's sort of over by the counter or whatnot, Corwin will kind of, as the others are looking around, he'll sort of kind of lean up against the counter and go, well, looks like you're into some fascinating oddities here. If you're into that sort of thing, I've got something you might be interested in. And he'll produce his portrait, his portfolio, and kind of fan out the various paintings that he has on display there.
What are these? These are quite odd. Where did you get these?
Those are self-made. These are Kavarian paintings, you say. Most of the stuff I do, deals with the famous desert rat and his struggles against nature, but you might even be more...
I've never heard of the desert rat.
Really? It's quite popular, out in the west and the Balkan areas.
Make a deception check, because that's... Oh, all right. I'll say that you succeed in deceiving him. That there's something... I've never heard tales of a desert rat. Oh, all right.
Yes, it depicts, the struggles of a Thasian kind against the elements, and being able to sort of forge out and work with the world we have around us. But you might even be even more interested in this painting here. I strayed from the rats a bit, and you can see the voles that are shining in the evening sun as they too make the opportunity that a fallen cache as you see them dining here in the fallen cart.
They're eating rotten fruit.
And wouldn't you say that's quite an oddity?
It is quite an oddity, but I don't know. I've already, I'm going to be honest, I already spent quite a bit on those petrified cakes, and it hasn't proven quite as best business decision, so I'm not sure if I should purchase any of these.
Well, you see, in the art world, sculpture is kind of gone down in popularity, but, the paintings there, sort of like the one you have, of Calicut and Velvet, is quite a nice one there yourself. But, these here, people would know the desert rat and their, its struggle, and, they'd be coming in here and purchasing them for conversation pieces at their homes and businesses.
Okay, Nox, you know what this was all leading up to.
Okay.
Persuasion. Oh! Oh my god!
Yeah, he did it.
He did! Oh my god! Oh,
You just bankrupt poor Balazar.
Well, okay, that requires 1 second.
Critical sale.
Yeah, where the hell is... Did I not keep it here? I didn't keep Jaunty Gumption here, but Jaunty Gumption should be playing right now. 1 sec. No, there it is. So, yeah. It happened, folks. It happened. He managed to finally get the prize. So, Balthazar, he takes a look at, he looks down at the paintings. He looks up at you and he goes, "All right, I'm interested. How much for these?"
Corbin will kind of consider, what he's seen, in the shop and all that kind of stuff, and the way it's, it's upkeep and that kind of thing, and sort of think to himself, okay, well, what would be a good price for some of these?
All right, and what do you come up with?
Well, you see here, being of such oddities, and the conversation pieces that these are, I would, I could part with each one for, say, possibly, 10 enamel pieces.
For all of them or each?
Well, for each one, I mean, to pick the Vols dining themselves, is quite a stunning piece of work, as you can see yourself.
How many pieces are you trying to sell to him?
Well, he's got 4.
All right.
I mean, it doesn't have he can potentially decline, of course, but
I'm not sure if I can do 10, but I mean, what about 3 enamel pieces each?
Corbin will kind of think to himself and consider and go, 3 enamel, 3 enamel. You know what? All right, I'm in a good mood today. Things have been going well. I can drop myself down to 5 pieces each.
All right, 5 enamel pieces for each of these. And he goes back to his coin box and pulls out a total of 20 enamel pieces and hands it to you. And he then takes possession of your paintings. You've done, Knox. The campaign's over. You've sold the paintings.
We've done. We're here. We're at the pinnacle.
That's awesome. Good job.
That was quite amazing. When I saw that 28 pop up, I'm like, wow, this is it.
Yep.
Now we've got some money to go back and buy all those magic items.
That's right.
That alone pays for like 2/3 of the enclosed wagon by itself. So that's a big injection of cash into our funds.
Yes. At long last, your investment in Rat Picture Futures is finally paying out for you.
Hey, Boss Pie. How you doing?
Well,
when you find these selling such, you can always ask for me over, in the Wavirian market stalls there, and they'll get a message to me to, to resupply.
He nods as he sort of holds up each painting. He's like, "Yes, and you get the sense that this man Knox, what you did right there with your sheer powers of persuasion it's as if you wrapped his head in illusion and then sold him art."
Yes, that's exactly it.
Better clear out some room in your shopping cart.
So you've done it, Knox. You sold your rat paintings at long last.
You actually did it.
Well, thank you for the paintings and also extorting me, but, well, I suppose it's half one, 6 dozen another, or whatever the phrase is. I'm going to need to figure out now how to properly present these. So if there's nothing else.
I'm imagining like flash forwarding 150 years in the future, and everyone in Tyr worships the great desert rat of And it can all be traced back to this moment.
Yes. The moment in which Knox sold his paintings.
Yeah,
Indeed.
the desert rat is like this ubiquitous image, like the Mona Lisa.
Yes, each one going for hundreds of enamel pieces, and
It becomes like that thing that every Templar has up in his dorm room wall.
yeah,
That's it. It's like a Van Gogh.
whole wars are fought over ownership of the particularly rare pieces.
Okay, well, I guess now we should probably go to the curl up and die. Isn't that right?
All right. You head through more crowded streets, the smell of smoke and less pleasant things filling your nostrils, until you finally come up to a shop that smells somewhat more pleasant. As you walk inside, you're immediately greeted by a gigantic, half-giant woman who turns around at you. As she does so, she kicks up some hair that's lying on the ground. Yes? Can I help you?
Yeah. Is Eck here?
I'm Eck.
Hi, Eck. I'm Sinclair. Ven sent me to collect on the 5 enamel pieces.
Then sent you. Huh? And she sort of wanders over to this person who's sitting in a chair, and she takes out a pair of scissors. Ben's always coming around taking my hard-earned money. And she starts snipping the hair, and which looks kind of ridiculous because the scissors are they're actually it's almost regular size, so she's just sort of slipped her fingers into the holes, and they are completely filling them. She can't even get them past the tip, and she's just cutting away at the hair. Always going for poor X goods.
I mean, I don't.
Does
I
he ever
haven't
come
known
by
him long.
Does he ever come by to purchase one of my saramis or togas? No. Does he come by to ever get in shaved? Of course not. Never even purchased one of my towels.
Hold up,
Dude.
you sell towels?
Yes,
Wait,
an extra
towels?
large size too as well.
How much?
What?
How much for a towel?
What? Why would I sell to you? And she continuing clipping away at this guy's hair, who's looking very uncomfortable. He appears to be very frightened right now.
You hate coins? That is unusual in a city, but commendable.
I mean, if you want to push her, you can try and persuade her to sell you a towel. Do you want to try and persuade her to sell you a towel?
I'm just saying she's got some nice goods here. It'd be a real shame if anything were to happen to them. It sucks when your place of business gets lit on fire.
Well, Corbin's really on a high from having sold these paintings off. And he's feeling really good, and he's feeling really roguish and really upbeat. And he'll go, well, you ask who we are, and you're actually addressing the great painter Kavarian, and his 2 associates. That's who we are. If we request a towel for our great works, you should indeed sell to us.
All right, make a deception check. Okay. And I'm going to say that she will contest this. But she does not succeed, and so she sort of eyes you. I've never heard of a great painter Kovarian.
Well, yes. I mean, you could even go to Balazar's Bazaar of the Bazaar, and you'll find paintings of the great desert rat that have been created by none other than me, gracing his walls. Even you're welcome to go in there and purchase one if you like.
I can find petrified turds there as well.
Yeah, well, sculptures really aren't the thing anymore. As you can tell from Balakan art, we've gotten away from sculptures, but paintings are really where it's at these days. That's really the talk of, talk around the table, talk of businesses.
She sighs and does one long clip of the person's hair, he's literally sweating right now. Fine. Take one of my towels and take 3 enamel pieces, and then you're done, alright?
Corwin will nod graciously and kind of gesture with his hand toward his associates who might want to purchase a towel.
Alright, so yeah, one of the extra large towels is there. It looks quite nice. Could be used as a blanket. Or really anything. It's one of those ones like you see on the beach, and you're like, how do they even pack that up?
I feel like if you have a towel, anytime you make any kind of roll, you could say, and I use my towel with this, and you just get advantage.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because that's how useful towels are.
So, do you want to do that? Get a towel?
I mean, 2 enamel pieces seems kind of steep, but I'm worried for that man in the chair. I don't know if haggling's the right move right now.
He sort of, he looks over at you, Sinclair, and there's sort of pleading in his eyes, as if he's saying to you, in fact, you can sort of almost hear it in your head, just because of how much terror. Please don't haggle with her. Please don't. And she, meanwhile, she's literally holding the man's entire head in one of her hands while snipping away with the other.
Well, I think that concludes everything that we need.
Fine. And she then moves her hand away. The guy kind of gasps as she does so. She puts down the scissors, goes into what appears to be a tin full of, well, not a tin, but a pot full of coin, grabs 3 enamel pieces, and tosses them back at you.
Yeah, it's pretty much an inside joke, that man.
All right, well, best of luck to you, sir. And Eck, it was lovely meeting you.
Mm-hmm. And she continues snipping away furiously at the man's head. Well, that wasn't so bad. And you got a towel. So mark that down.
Yay, towel.
One towel is enough for the whole party.
An extra
More than
large
one towel would be overpowered.
Yeah, an extra large towel.
Imagine if you combined multiple towels together like Voltron, though.
I'm just bummed that I'm gonna have to tell Ven that she refused to pay him the full price and sent us off with 3 enamel pieces in this.
Oh my god, so you're not going to pay the difference?
Of course I'm gonna pay the difference. I'm not a monster.
Yeah, I'm not a monster. Meanwhile, there's a presumably dead tiefling wherever the body's gone, probably down the brick barrow.
Yeah, but that guy was an asshole.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So, where do you want to head next?
I don't know. I'm not sure where the Arena Row warehouse is.
It's right there next to the cutting room.
Oh, yeah. It says Arena Row warehouse.
Maybe since they're right by the arena, they might know something about becoming gladiators.
Yeah, let's head there next.
Okay. So it's about 10:20 right now. You head out to the Arena Rural Warehouse. That takes you about another yeah, so that takes you about 10 minutes to get there. And inside you see a dwarven man talking to a half giant who's holding a giant crane in his hand. Yeah, just put it down over there. What? Wait. Yeah, no, right there. There, that's good. What do you do?
He said that like he was telling us to do.
No, talking to the half giant who's moving things.
Well, I'll let him finish giving direction.
All right. He does so, and he meanwhile is then just looking at a scroll that he's holding and just marking off things every so often, paying no attention to anything else.
Excuse me, is Igden here?
He looks up. Igden, no, I'm afraid Igden's not in right now.
Yeah, this.
Do you know when he'll be back?
I don't actually think he works here anymore, to be honest.
All right, I'm calling bullshit. What, insight or something?
Yep, insight would be the... Okay. Yeah, this guy's not a very good liar. You get the sense that he is definitely lying about Igden not working there anymore.
So this doesn't have to be an unpleasant visit.
Whatever do you mean?
Well, just that Igden owes Ven a little money, and Ven asked us to pick it up.
I see. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll just quickly look in the back, and I'll see if I can get Igden for you. All right?
Okay.
I want to make an insight check.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. He sounds like he's gonna go look for Igden.
Okay.
All right. So he goes behind the corner. He goes behind a corner, and all of a sudden you hear a clattering noise, and it sounds of something furiously like stepping motion, very fast. Do you want to investigate?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You look around the corner, and it appears that you can see this dwarf is just at the top of a ladder, climbing up onto the roof of the building. And he looks down, he sees you, and with panic in his eyes, he quickly leaps onto the top of the building, and you can hear him running.
I'm going after him.
Going after him. Excellent.
Entering parkour mode.
It's, even though it's not battle, it's time to get.
I quickly give myself guidance.
All right. So the dwarf is attempting to flee from you. What are you guys doing?
Hopefully easily overtaking him.
Chasing
Yeah,
him.
I imagine we're just leaping up to the roof there.
Okay, well, make athletics checks to see how fast you get up there.
Would acrobatics work in this situation?
I would say for climbing the ladder, yes, it would work for that. Well...
Yeah, I'm using inspiration on that.
Okay. You can re-roll.
Thanks, guidance.
Thanks. Okay. All right. So, Corwin, you just immediately you streak up the ladder, and Sinclair, you are close behind him. Jomo, you're a little bit slower for some reason, and you're only able to get about halfway up the ladder by the time they both have reached the top. And on top of these buildings, which are sort of clustered together, you can see the dwarf running across the tops of the buildings, trying to get away from you.
And no one else is really in sight?
No.
And how far away is he?
Right now, he's about 60 feet away from you.
I'm going to use telepathy on him.
All right. Do you have to be in a certain range for that, or
I have to see him, and he has to be within 120 feet.
Okay.
And I'm just simply going to say this. You just need to stop. This isn't going to go your way.
He sort of pauses for a second. He then looks around panicked, but he keeps running.
How far away did you say he was?
60 feet away from the two from Corwin and Sinclair.
Corwin just has this wild, this wild exuberance in him. He goes, this usually I'm the one fleeing. I'm not usually the one giving chase, but I could do something right now. But I've had such a good day. I don't know if I want to ruin it. But it's right there.
So what are you gonna do?
I imagine Sinclair was sort of next to me during this, right? He's sort of, if so, he's sort of yelling it to Sinclair because they're minor illusion buddies from having fled from Wallace, and if there was some sort of an indication that, you should do something, then Corwin would definitely do something.
Okay.
I am not going to give that signal.
Mm-hmm.
And instead just take off after him.
All right. Make an athletics check.
Okay, I'm going to focus on brute force as my psionic focus to get advantage.
Okay.
Hashtag quotidian.
Yeah.
Wise.
All right. So you go bounding after him. It's absolutely astonishing how quickly you go. You barrel and just leap over the tops and embankments of these buildings until you've sort of got him as he's running over to the side. He's right now sort of there on the map, and now you're about 20 feet behind him.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to just continue to give chase.
All right, Corwin, what are you doing?
Yeah, I imagine Corwin would be just leaping and jumping and dashing as well. He didn't get he's sort of not having gotten an encouraging word, but he's just gonna keep the arcane flow in check for a moment and just focus on sprinting and dashing and the chase, basically.
Okay, athletics check.
Would acrobatics work here, or is it just strict athletics?
Okay, I would say you can use acrobatics. Okay, so you're able to keep pace with them, but he's still staying about 60 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
Jomo, what about you?
I'm gonna try to rush after him acrobatically as well.
Okay. You are able to get to the top of the ladder, but you were about, I'd say, about 80 feet behind him.
Okay.
Sinclair, your turn. Ooh, okay.
It's still with advantage though, so
Oh, right. All right. So you're still catching up on him.
now I have a speed of 40. I don't know if that matters because it is unusual.
That's true. You also have that increased speed. So, yeah, you've now got into range where you could actually if you can, you could try and grapple him. Do you want to try and grapple him?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know how that works, but yeah,
That's
take me through it.
That'll be another athletics check. All right. I'll say that's yeah. I'll say that's enough. So he's meanwhile leaping over these things, and as he attempts to leap from one building to another, you catch him by his foot, and he just falls face first onto the ground. And you can just hear him moaning, "Oh, oh."
Okay, I'm gonna climb down and make sure he's okay.
Oh no, he hasn't fallen to the ground. He's still on top of the building.
Oh, okay.
He was just jumping from because of the way the buildings are linked up.
Gotcha. All right. So I take it you're Igden?
Yes.
Why did you run, my friend? You knew it wasn't going to solve anything, right?
I just didn't want to pay another 7 enamel pieces every week. You'd understand that's more than a day's savings for me. Honestly, it's getting to the point where it's nearly cutting my revenue in half, especially right now.
Why especially right now?
Because all the people who use the warehouse have begun moving their stuff out of it. Concerns about the refugees stealing their items. I've tried to beef up security and help ensure that their customers' concerns aren't justified, but it hasn't proved much help. And yet my protection fee remains the same.
Well, it sounds to me like your customers don't trust that Ven is providing you adequate protection. Have you told him that?
Oh, yes, right. Like I'm going to go up to Ven and say, I've heard tales about some tiefling merchant out there who said something about Ven, and well, apparently they won't be finding him anytime soon.
No, I don't think you understand. When these customers of yours are leaving the warehouse because they don't feel it's safe, they're essentially saying that Ven's protection is worthless. If I were you, that's something that I think that Ven might want to know.
I suppose there's a certain logic in that, but then he's not always known to be the most reasonable of individuals. Still, I will consider what you said. Can you let go of me now?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. I suppose we should head back to the warehouse then.
After you.
Right. And he slowly begins trundling back to the Arena Row warehouse. Yep. So you all get back down there. The half-giant worker, he's sort of looks at Igden with a bemused look. Oh, so did it work out then, eh, boss? Igden sort of waves him away wearily. So, how much? 7 nano pieces, yes?
That's what it says here, yep.
He goes over to a cabinet takes out a key and opens it up. And inside there's a purse. He grabs 7 enamel pieces and he pushes it into your hand. Right. Well, thank you for being understanding of my little flight and not... You won't say any of this to Ben, will you?
No, this is between us.
You're lucky it was us. Most of Ven's guys probably would have just killed you and taken the money.
Yes, well, I suppose I'm lucky.
Just think about that next time. If it's not us, maybe if you run, you get yourself killed, right?
Right. And he sort of rubs his face where he fell down.
And again, you might consider just, compiling a list of those merch. I bet Ben could convince them that their business would be better here under his protection than elsewhere.
And Sinclair, angling for you. You're really looking to improve Ven's operation here.
Hey, if these people are paying for protection, then they should be getting it.
No, I know. It's just rather than just doing the job, you're actively suggesting ways of improving it. It's like there's a suggestion box, Ven's suggestion box, and you're just filling it up.
Yeah, well,
Look, in any job, you've got to be proactive.
Nice.
Go above and beyond the call of duty, you got
to build up an empire before you take it over.
Under promise and over deliver. Hey Ven, guess what? These guys each gave us 2 more enamel pieces than they even owed you. It was amazing.
Alright, so there's only one place left. The cutting room. So do you head there?
Yeah.
It's like right next door.
Yep. So you walk right next door to the cutting room, and as soon as you walk inside, you are greeted with an exceptionally vicious display of weapons all over the walls. We're talking chakras and all these sorts of and singing sticks, and all of them looking like they've been designed to do the maximum amount of hurt before killing someone.
Oh, I like this place.
A small halfling woman comes up. Hello there! Welcome to the cutting room. So, what can I do you for? Are you interested in these singing sticks? I'll have you know these are really wonderful on offer. You see these small blades here? They're designed such that you can actually trip a foe and sever their Achilles tendon at the same time.
That's pretty nice. Hold on. I say hold on to Corwin and Sinclair. Before we make her mad, let me ask her something. I show her my G.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, you got anything like this, but better made?
Unfortunately, I don't have access to metal weapons. I've only managed to get my hands on a metal scimitar, which I'm actually keeping for my own personal use. You might have better luck Garrick's weaponry.
Alright, thanks. Go ahead.
Would you be Chenna?
That's right. Jenna is my name.
Chenna then sending us around to make the collections this week.
Oh, I see. She gets a bit of a frown on her face, but then it's quickly washed away by bright cheerfulness, which is very odd given the violent displays all around. Well, I suppose I have to pay. 7 enamel pieces it is then?
Yep, that's correct.
All right. Let me just get that. And she goes over to this box, which is has these strange little spikes coming off the side of it, and frankly looks like a hazard to be around. Opens it up and pulls out about 6 enamel pieces and 10 slate pieces. This should cover it, I believe. Are you sure I can't interest you in any of my blades, though? I have a pair of daggers, which also have in the pommels small vials, so you can put poison in them.
That certainly sounds interesting, but not my style.
Oh, all right. And so she hands money over.
You got a shield with like a blade on it, so you could use it as shield and stab people with it too?
Let me look. She goes through. Let me see. I have. Sorry, one sec. Well, I do have a tortoise blade, but that's not quite what you're looking for, I imagine. I don't know. I'm afraid I don't have anything like that. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
What about in the realm of ranged items? And Corwin will kind of pull out his hand crossbow and kind of show her the smooth action on.
I sell a fine arrangement of bolts for your hand crossbow.
I got plenty of bolts, but thank you anyway.
All right. Well, if that will be all, thank you for visiting the cutting room, even if it was to take money from me. And I hope you'll remember I hope you'll remember us for all of your violent needs.
Hold on, how about arrows?
Yes, I have arrows.
Any special ones?
Let me see. I have some barbed arrows. I can't say they'll necessarily kill someone any faster, but they will produce a great deal more blood thanks to the serrating pattern on the sides of them.
How much for normal arrows? You got obsidian or just bone?
I have obsidian arrows, yes.
How much?
Check. One sec, I just need to pull up the... Well, for a set of 10 obsidian arrows, I am willing to part for, say, an enamel piece.
I need another quiver too. That come with the arrows?
No, the quiver is sold separately.
How many arrows the quiver hold? The one I got now holds 20. You got ones that hold 20?
Yes, these will also hold 20.
Okay, give me a quiver and 20 of them obsidian arrows. Just tell me how much it costs.
That will be in total 3 enamel pieces.
Here you go.
All right. And she takes your money and brings out 20 obsidian arrows and a quiver.
All right, cool. I'm done here.
Yeah. You guys mind if we do maybe a 5-minute break before we head over?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, I'll be back in a few.
In fact, I also might take this opportunity to get something myself, so I will be back in just a bit.
Yeah, I'll be right back in just a second, too. Stick around, stay tuned, don't touch that dial. I will BRB in just 2 minutes. Hashtag super fast.
It's desert power. It's desert power.
You don't know nothing about dark sun. This sure ain't no walk in the park, son. Don't try to catch a break, there won't be none. If Athos catch you slipping once, you're done. Abominations roam across a desolate land. A world turned into hell by your rapacious hand. Welcome to the place you'll make your final stand. Get your skin scoured off by wind-whipped sand. And by the time the desert storms abated, your body lies totally desiccated. By the gift, your remains desecrated. Born on Athos for this end, you were fated. Yeah, born on Athos for this end, you were fated. We got a psychic monk named Sinclair. Wanna step to him? Nah, you don't dare. You best know he ain't gonna fight fair. Try to hit him back, but he ain't there. You think he's unarmed, so what's he gonna do? You might dodge his first fist, but he got to. If you try to clown, he'll use his feet too. Ain't about to be laughing when he beats you. He got a mind sharper than obsidian. He'll definitely violate your every meridian. With strikes like a snake and moves Ophidian. Crushing your will to him is quotidian. Yeah, crushing your will to him is quotidian. Then there's Corwin, the merchant mage. When it comes to deception, he's a motherfucking sage. Make you think you're living in another age. You can't read him cause he's on another page. His true motives you ain't never gonna suss. Come correct or his blades will turn vicious. He'll cut you down in cold blood like it's no fuss. Then feed pieces of you to his rat Fenris. He may act the fool, but he's crazy smart. If you think you can outthink him, don't even start. Better clear out some room in your shopping cart. He'll wrap your senses in illusion, then he'll sell you art. Yeah, he'll wrap your senses in illusion, then he'll sell you art. Now warm it up for my main man Joe Mo. With 6 intelligence he ponders in slow-mo. You'll be his guidance, always ready to be stoked. But he'll catch you dinner with a spear throw. Always been a lone survivor and an outcast. His thoughts are sluggish, but his feet are fast. Still standing tall cause he's built to last. He'll reduce you to ashes in a fiery blast. With a blazing benediction, he's a priest of flame. If some shit's up in smoke, you know who to blame. As he sears your wounds closed, you'll be glad he came. When the city-states burn, you're gonna know his name. Yeah, when the city-states burn, you're gonna know his name.
It's desert power.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about dark sun. This ain't no fucking walk in the park, son. Don't try to catch a break, there won't be none. If Athos catch you slipping once, you're done. There ain't no shining armor or horses here. No smiling gnomes, no bottles of cold beer. It ain't the world you're used to, it's the world you fear. No matter where you try to hide, your death is near. The apex predators are the sorcerer kings. They'll make you dread what the next day brings. Out of your skull, they'll craft their bling. They defile the globe like it weren't no thing.
I'm back.
Yeah, they defiled the globe like it weren't no thing. At last we come to the master tale teller. Laughter's on deck cause his humor's on hella. Daniel make you cry like the end of old Yella.
Because
You're
this
gonna
is
buy
the
it
Milky
off 'cause
Way.
it's just a seller. He weaves a deep mystery that's beyond mortal ken. Narratives you never seen before pour out his pen. All the Sorcerer King's kanks and the Sorcerer King's men couldn't put the Shattered Crown back together again. Yeah, I'm talking about our DM Scito. Tell you about windblown chicken if you don't know. There ain't no sick depths to which he won't go, but his game runs scooth like a dope flow.
I think Scito's still gone, right?
Yeah, his game runs smooth like a dope
I think
flow.
so, yeah.
It's desert power. It's desert power.
Nah, you don't know
nothing about Dark Sun.
This ain't no
motherfucking walk in the park, son. Don't try to catch a break. There won't be none. If I just catch you slipping once, you're done.
Among vacation spots, this planet is the worst.
Every day you wake up here, you know your soul is cursed. It won't be very long before you're dying of thirst if the bellboy and the breakfast don't get you first.
If you don't pay close attention when you embark,
You could be bit clean in half by a land shark. Wicked wizards scar the ground with their hungry mark. Everything wants to kill you when the sun is dark.
Desert power.
Yeah, everything wants to kill you when the sun is dark.
It's desert power.
When the sun is dark.
Yeah, it's a theme song for this campaign.
It's desert.
I am also back. I mean, everybody's back, I think, except for Scito. Scito's fault. Hopefully he's reinstalling Discord
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing.
to solve our various problems.
Would be the
Yeah.
most productive use of his time.
Yeah, when the painting
Space
sold,
Cow.
when the painting sold, he had to reinstall Discord. It just broke it for him.
This is truly a new era for Athos. How long did it take you to make? I don't know. It took a while. Mostly because I didn't really know what I was doing with anything, so I had to figure it all out. But yeah, I've started working on one for my new Undermountain campaign. I just can't help myself now.
But yay, we got the dwarf.
What?
Yay, we got the dwarf, though.
Yeah, we tracked him down. He got tackled like it was quotidian.
That was great.
Okay. Is everyone here, or?
Yeah, everyone's here.
All right. Sorry about that. So, ready to head back to Ven's?
Now that we have all this money from Ven's debts, let's just leave the city. We'll just keep it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would
Fucking
end.
score of the century, boys. We got like 30 enamel or something. Yeah. We'll go live like kings in another Sorcerer King's territory.
Yeah. All right,
See
but
you later,
no, really.
Amran.
Do you want to? I mean, you could take the money and run.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that's like only 7 rat paintings. I mean, that's not worth running away from.
All right. So it's about. I'll say it's about 11:30 right now in the morning.
Have a good one, Amran.
So you
Thanks for
guys
coming.
have made good time. Good time.
I thought we were going to spend a whole nother session just faffing about and not doing the mission.
Well, you head back to Ven's place, and Ven's sitting there. So, what have you got for me? I'm assuming you've come here because you've collected the debt, yes?
Yep, it's all right here.
Excellent, excellent. And so he collects he collects all the money that you have there, and I imagine you also will be paying out 2 enamel pieces to cover for the extra large towel that was taken rather than the...
Yeah, I took it off my character sheet.
Okay. So, now, all right, very good. See, this is the sort of thing that helps let me know that you all are reliable. So, I did say that the pay will be 10 enamel pieces, but because you managed to collect all the debts with, I imagine, minimal problems, I'll throw in an extra 2, so 12 enamel pieces. He sort of scatters them across his desk.
Okay.
Okay.
I will pick them up and just kind of toss 4 to each of Jomo and Corwin.
You keep them. I don't want to take coins for this kind of work.
Okay. Then I'll add 2 more to Corwin.
Fair enough. And Corin will go ahead and take those.
All right.
So, what now?
Well, right now, I don't have too much for you. Tell you what, take a couple of days of downtime, and if you want, you can continue. There's some work we can do, but other than that, I have nothing on the table, as it were. And parsing that, so right now, I'm going to say that you have 3 days of downtime. Now, there's a couple of things that we can do here. We can actually, if you want, end off the section here, or we can keep going. First off, that should be the first thing I ask.
Still pretty early for me, so I'm good to keep
Okay.
going if these guys are.
Okay.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to play for much more than like 90 minutes or so, but I'm
All
good.
right. All right. All right. In that case, so you have about 3 days of downtime, which means that you now have to make some decisions. First off, one decision you have to make, this thing I figure we should cover now, is lifestyle expenses. So, based on how you want to sort of live day to day here, you can also do, during this time, you can also continue to do some dirty work for Ven, and that can earn you some coin. Or you could do some other downtime activity. Let me just pull those up.
Well, Jomo wanted to ask Ven if he knows anything about how you fight in the arena. Or if, like, Ven has his own arena team or something.
Fight in the arena? You're interested in that, huh?
Jomo not know if these guys are, but Jomo wants to.
I'll keep that in mind. I mean, if there's any arena matches that are coming up, I could use some people in the arena. So, yeah, that could work out just fine. Still, I'd have to be sure you could handle it. He sort of is mumbling to himself at this point.
The only thing you are going to want to be aware of is that there's no way that we'd throw
But you'd what?
a fight.
All right, that's fair enough. Still, Huh.
We all good fighters. I mean, I'm not gonna volunteer them for the arena without their say-so, but Jomo is a good fighter, and they good fighters too.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. But as I said, for now, I don't have much more for you. So unless any of you have any questions...
Guys, wasn't there something he was looking at to us for? I don't know why, but I think I remember he was supposed to be getting information for us about.
Oh, right. You want something about spirits or something like that?
Right, yeah, about the prismatics, if you've ever heard of anything of prismatics with your contacts.
Yeah, I've put out some feelers. The only thing I've heard of is that the only people I've heard of that might be able to help you with that sort of thing, I stay away from the whole elementals and whatnot, is there's a place located outside of Tyr called the Tarn. I hear it's a druid grove. They might be able to help you there.
Oh yeah, we heard about that before. You know exactly how to get there, or do you know somebody who does know how to get there?
I tell you what, I'll keep asking around, and once I've got someone who has some actual directions to the place, I'll send them your way.
Thanks, Ved.
All right.
Also, speaking of which, have you happen to hear anything about if the blockades heading west are going to be allowing people through anytime soon?
Doubt it. As long as the refugee crisis keeps going, they're not going to be lifting that blockade. Still, only the houses that are getting through and merchants.
Figures.
Yeah, you know, you are right. You're not so bad, no matter what that one dwarf food seller in the market stores says about you.
What dwarf food seller?
I don't know. I didn't get his name. He didn't seem to like you very much, though.
Uh-huh. And he sort of furrows his brow. Right, well, if that's all, I might have to look into that.
I mean, were there more than one dwarf food seller that we saw when we were in the market stalls?
I mean, yeah, I don't think Ven knows all the vendors off the top of his head, so...
I mean, if there was more than one, I might not say that, but I kind of thought he was probably like the only dwarf that was selling those kind of wares in that area.
I mean, we would kind of know it was near Benrix-ish.
Well, you should thought about first, and now you probably got another innocent guy killed.
I can't control what other people do. It's not on me. I'm sure that guy doesn't like Ven, so I'm not really passing along false information.
I wonder how many times we're going to be able to get away with using him as a free assassin.
Yeah, anybody that pisses us off, we're going to be like, yeah, that guy said some shit about you, Ven.
Alright. So, you guys have about 3 days now, as you're escorted out from the shop. I mean, from his back room. You guys now have about 3 days to do whatever you want. You can spend it with downtime activities. You could continue doing work for Ven, if you'd like.
Well, didn't he literally just say he didn't have anything else for us?
He doesn't have anything that he thinks would require you as a whole group, but there's small jobs that you could do for him. It won't earn you much, and you also have to decide how much you want to spend for your lifestyle expenses.
Well, okay. First of all, are we paying for the shitty room at the Kanken cart, or is that being covered by Ven?
That is covered by Ven.
So we just need to pay for food and drink, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing to go with bare minimum survival standard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that as well. I do also want to buy up some more rations at some.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, again, you have plenty of time, so you can go pick up some rations. How many do you want to buy?
Let me pull up a price guide here.
Well, a 1-day ration is 5 slate pieces.
I want to grab a couple more days' rations, but I'm not eating my rations. I'm buying food each day to eat. Right? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah,
what you're
that's right.
talking about when you're talking about lifestyle expenses?
That's right. Okay.
So
Well,
put me down for... Oh, sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking before we start, breaking off. I know we had kind of wanted to get that wagon. Should we just take care of that expense first and then talk about what we're eating?
Yeah, then we'll know how much money we have left and everything.
I think the guy has to like make the wagon or something, kind of what I'm vaguely remembering.
No, he has wagons on hand.
How much money do we have? I have 67, and 67 enamel and more smaller coins.
Yeah, I've got 70 enamel and assorted chain.
63 enamel and so on.
So, I mean, first off, you have to consider you have a Crawdloo, so how much can a Crawdloo pull? Well, looking over at the mounts, a Crawdloo, a single one, is only really going to be the only one of the wagon's weights or capacities that would be good for that are the 1,000-pound ones, because they're not really designed, unless you're wanted by a team of Crawdloo or something like that.
No, yeah, I think we were just thinking about something to hold our stuff for the most part. I don't think going full covered wagon.
The 1,000-pound enclosed wagon is what I think would be the best.
All right.
Because we definitely want it enclosed so we can use it for shelter and stuff too, if need be. And our stuff would be protected from sandstorms or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair enough. So if you want to make that purchase, you can do so.
So that's only 30 enamel. So if we each pay 10, does that sound good?
Good. Sounds good.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Rarvin has a wagon brought. All right. Glad to do business with you, gentlemen. I'll have it sent over. Have it sent over to the messenger's mount. That's where you said your Crawdloo was, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. No problem.
And then I guess are we paying them to watch over the Crawdloo?
Right now, he's offered to do it for free.
Oh, right, because Jomo healed it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so put me down for 2 more rations. So that'll cost me 1 enamel, right? For 2?
Yep.
And put me up to 6.
Mm-hmm. Corwin, do you want to buy any rations?
Yeah, especially since I was kind of thinking I had a bank of them, but yeah, Corwin will buy 10 rations.
Okay. 10 rations. Well, so that's 5 enamel.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna do the same.
All right. So 11 for you. So that's another 5 enamel. Okay.
So what's our lifestyle expenses looking like for the 3 days?
Well, since you got lodgings covered, I'll say that if you want to live squalid lifestyle expenses, then that's about 5 ceramic pieces per day.
But what's the difference between squalid and the one above squalid?
That would be poor. So, squalid basically means that there's a chance you could become sick. You're literally eating the worst food. You're really, really scrunching at the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, I don't want to do that then. What is poor basically safe food?
Yeah.
In water? So poor is what
Mhm.
I'm looking for then.
Okay. So that one I'll say will cost you about 15 ceramic pieces per day.
What about you guys? That's 15 ceramic a day each, not for the three
Yeah.
of us, right?
That's right.
I would. What's the one above that looking like?
Yeah, I was
That's-
kind of thinking in that range.
That's modest, and that's would run you at about 95 ceramic pieces per day.
It's a lot more. What's the how good
Like,
is
what
it if
exactly
you-
would? Yeah, what exactly would we be eating? I mean, we're at the Kanken cart, living kind of thing.
Yeah. So again, most of it's just role playing. It's the bigger jumps that in. Did I put a thing down for? I mean, it's in the player's handbook. The lifestyle expenses.
Yeah, I'm reading the expenses on what comes up in the Roll20 compendium.
So it's really more the larger thing. So it's more just role playing. What do you think your character would be doing?
Okay, at that point I'd probably just stick to the level that Josiah had picked. You said that was what, going to be 15 per day?
Yep. 15 ceramic pieces per day.
Yeah, I'll go along with that as well. I don't see the need for the higher bump there, really. As long as it's not like, eating licking the floor or whatnot.
All right.
But basically, we're basically eating out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or are we just sort of buying foodstuffs from stalls and eating them, or
Yeah,
guess-
it's that sort of thing. It's, again, you're getting the cheaper foods and whatnot.
all right? So 45 ceramic then for the 3 days is what we're looking at right now.
Yep.
Right.
That's right. Now, Corwin, one thing that, Nox, I should say, because we talked about out of character. One thing we talked about is potentially changing. You said that you might want to change your familiar's form.
I could do that, although I don't know. I do like Fenris being the rat.
At this point, you can't. Like, the
Yeah,
desert
exactly.
rat is now a thing.
It's a thing. It's really just, it's cemented, I don't think he would change it, especially after the high of having sold, the rat paintings. He's, he needs Fenris to be able to make, more works of art.
Okay, I'm just saying though, the owl does have the benefit of it would give you night dark vision.
Yeah, but it just doesn't look quite as dashing and in the paintings.
Okay. All right. So 3 days
So-
pass.
If during the 3
And now
days,
you-
I don't think I'm gonna work for Ven or anything, but I think I'd like to spend as much of that free time as possible working on my reading with Seer and the book that we got.
All right. Okay, that's good. Let me look under training. Okay. So I'll say that you spend about 12 hours a day. Searshu, despite her rather abrasive manner, she's actually relatively competent as a teacher, and you're sort of getting a hang of basic of reading and writing and basic common. You're still not there yet, but I'll say that you made a good dent in it. I'll keep track of how far you've made it here.
Great, thanks. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but that bookstore had some training books of different skills, and I was looking at Scito's house rules just now, and it said if you get proficiency from more than one source, that it actually gives you expertise. So, you guys might want to consider boning up on a skill and getting better at it if you have downtime.
Yeah, I was looking through the... Oh, yeah, here it is. The problem is the one thing that I want to do is all these athletics checks. That is 100 enamel pieces for that book, so...
Whoa, that one's expensive.
Well, the skill books, the ones that train, the one that trains skills, those are all 100 each.
And
they're
I
all
do...
100.
Corwin does have the one for Arcana.
Yeah. So
How much time does it take? I know you have a handout that says how much time it takes, but
well,
it takes what? To use one of those books to train up and get proficiency, how long does it take?
It takes a bit longer, and so I'm going to base that on the particular skill and how easy I think it would be to learn from a book without a trainer. So it varies. It'll be handled on in a prima facie case.
That makes sense. Well, I'm just working on my literacy right now.
Working on literacy.
Yeah, during those days, I don't know if Corwin would be able to, but he would probably kind of go over to the Merchant Square, and if it were desired, he would, pose as a salesman or, work in a stall, something like that, as, in the houses, that kind of thing, if that
hey,
were to
Spider.
be allowed.
Yeah,
Thanks for
there's
the
not.
sub.
Unfortunately, there's really not that much work. Pretty much, if you want work, Ven's really your only option.
Okay, yeah, otherwise then he'd probably just take the time, frolic around with Fenris a bit, but otherwise he would read that Arcana book and sort of practice his abilities there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to spend most of my time, Scito, just kind of... I'm going to wander Tyr for the most part. I would like to get to know it as well as possible if we're going to be here for a while.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And if I come across something that looks like it is, or even ask about something that look like it might be say a gladiator training, or some way I could find a teacher for the athletics skill, I'll also want to seek that out.
Okay.
Do you have proficiency already in athletics or not?
I do not know.
What about us teaching each other things? Is that a possibility?
That is allowed. I allow that.
Because I'm trained in athletics, so Jomo could give you some help with that.
Okay.
I mean, then that would eat into my time that I'm spending on my other thing, but that's not a problem for me.
Well, and if it helps, I also obviously know how to speak and read the language, so I could return if Seer's shoe is being too annoying.
Of course, I don't know if Scito, do you have rules for if other people are specifically good trainers, then it reduces the training time and that sort of thing?
Yeah, if a person, there's some trainers that you can find that are particularly good at, they have expertise in it, so they'll take less time to train you, but again, it just depends on so you can train each other, that's fine. And do you want to split that evenly with, 6 hours of each per day? So 6 hours of trying to learn to read and 6 hours of, training Sinclair?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, you still might want to find someone else. Anyway, you know.
Yeah, I'll still keep an eye open for it, but beyond that, no, I think that this is a good start.
All right. And yeah, the days pass. Anyone else want to do anything? Or just let the days pass as they will? And is anyone going to be wanting to work for,
Let's go back to the hungry halfling.
Yeah,
Just
that's
go
great.
back every day. I mean, like, hey, we're back.
I mean, you could go gambling, you could again do work for Ven. It's really all up to you.
Well, I suppose now that you mention it, there's one thing Corwin would like to do.
Okay, and what's that?
There's the hole in the roof, right?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
There's the hole in the roof, right?
Yeah.
And they can't get, okay. So what Corwin will do is, Corwin will go ahead and he will paint a picture of the hole, in the roof and all that type of stuff, and like a cloud passing over it. And you'll see up there in the sky, you'll see a rat soaring with wings on the side.
Excellent. Excellent.
I almost thought you were going to do something practical for a minute. I thought you were actually going to go try to hire somebody to fix the roof.
I
But
specifically
no, of course
waited.
not. Of course not.
I specifically waited just to bring that in.
We really should hire somebody to fix that roof, though.
Okay, yeah, and you paint a very good painting of a rat flying through the sky.
Corwin will look on it, after his work and sort of, just sort of wipe a little bit of sweat off his brow and go, there we go. Another Kavarian masterpiece.
Yes.
Where do you get that name?
It's his last name from for his character.
Oh, okay.
He's part of the Kovarian merchant family. And it's quite a family. He has quite a few relatives.
Mm-hmm.
So, Scito, when you say work for Ven in small jobs, what kind of small jobs are you talking about?
It would be more along the lines of things like enforcement, maybe a robbery, something like that.
So it's all shady stuff. It's not
It's
like
all
he just needs us to mend his fence or something.
No, he doesn't need you to mend any fences.
Scito, could you put Ven's list of guys back? I just lost the last 2 hours in notes, and I want to jot down what I remember.
Oh, I deleted that note,
Okay.
but I can give you the names.
Yeah, thanks.
So the names were Durgal, which is spelled D-U-R-G-L, Benric, Mapinok, Balasar, Ek, Chenna, and Igden.
Thanks.
All right. So 3 days pass. So Sinclair, while you're out walking the city one of these days, I'll say that Corwin is at home working on a painting, and Jomo is working with Sirshu to learn how to read. You hear someone coming up on you, running towards you.
Okay, well, I'll turn around and face them and see what it is I'm dealing with.
All right, it's once again that small girl who you've seen before, who works for Ven, who you learn the name of is Zitem. Ven wants to see you immediately.
Does you want to see me or all of us?
All of you.
Okay, tell them we'll be there.
All
Is
right.
everything okay?
Ven's more agitated than usual, so sort of no. Anyways, I'll let him know, and she runs off.
Okay, well, I will hightail it back to where we're staying and come in and say, Sid Ben needs to meet with us. It sounds urgent.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
That, I suppose, concludes the lesson for today. Here she says.
Thank you, Seer.
Mm-hmm. And Corwin, what are you doing?
Yeah, you said Corin was painting, so he'll sort of give his work a little bit of a glance and put away his brushes and stuff.
All right. Oh, wait, I need to change the day. It's now the 9th. Haze, and I'll say it's about midday.
A large water skin holds 12 pounds, right?
Right.
And that bottle that I have holds 4, so I have 3 large water skins and a bottle, right? I think there was at one point when I might have taken one of them off because I was gonna give it to, and then we decided to track it on my sheet instead.
Yeah,
though
I have you down. That would make sense. I have you down for 40 pounds of water, so that would.
Okay. Well, I'm not
that...
carrying all that with me right now. I'm gonna leave some of it hidden in the junk in our room.
All right.
Just so that I'm not overburdened. I know these guys hid some stuff before in the room, and I didn't, but now I want to, just so I'm not carrying
Yeah, just
everything.
make a note of what you aren't bringing with you.
Wow, large tent weighs 35 pounds. We had this whole discussion in the last session about pitching a tent in the middle of the street, and then you were talking about how it was scandalous. And well, I don't think there's going to be any tent pitching in the middle of the street this time.
So, you all head over to Ven's. And Ven, when you get there, is in a bit of a breathless state. He's clearly just been yelling at someone. And as you all walk in, he puts his hands on his desk. Okay. You three. How much do you know about Sada?
About what?
Sada. I'll assume that means you don't know much about it. It's a village about two or 3 days away from here. Sada is a very important part of my smuggling operation. And recently, I contacted in the village. A man by the name of Harmes has stopped reporting in. I sent one of my men out a week ago, and he has also not reported back in. This is a problem for me, as Sada is a key part, as I said, of my smuggling operation. So, can you guess what I want you to do?
Go to Sada.
Right.
Jomo literally can't guess.
Now,
Where this place at?
Does Corwin recognize that name as the place where Sana Akri was from?
yeah,
Or go?
you were told that. She told you that she was meeting up with her sister in Sada.
Oh yeah, we almost went there.
Right.
We were
mhm.
dissuaded.
Isn't that your wife, Jomo?
Well, not yet. She just needs time. It's over, like, kind of...
Yeah, it was like on the other path. Like if you kind of went like up from, like over and up from Tyr, if that makes sense.
I'll just put up the map so you guys can...
Yeah.
Yeah, right
it's
there.
Heading towards Silver Spring. Okay, it's right there.
So, you three, can I count you on getting there and taking a look, find out what needs to be done? First off, Harmes, see if he's alive, well, whatever. Right? He's a half elf, okay? And also try and keep an eye out for Crash. He's a Mo. All right?
Wait. What? Just look for these two
Yes.
and see if they're okay. That's it.
Find out what's happened to the operation there, and I'll reward you. All right? Now, if you come in possession of anything related to Harmes or my operation, you are to return it to me, and you are to do nothing that could reveal the existence of my operation. All right?
What exactly are you smuggling through there?
That you don't need to know.
Well, I mean, that's fine. You obviously don't have to tell us, but it could be important in figuring out what happened.
I don't need you to figure out what happened. I just need you to find out what's happened.
Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Jomo doesn't understand. You just said one thing, then said not the opposite thing.
I just want you to get an idea of the situation on the ground there. What exactly happened to Harmes? I don't need you to know why it happened. I don't need you to give me the entire story of what happened. I just need to know, is Harmes still there, and is he able to run my operation?
Okay, did he operate some kind of a front business, or how is he set up in that?
He was set up as a minor merchant in the town, alright?
How do we find him? We just go there and start asking for him by name?
I'll leave that up to you. Alright?
And this Crash was the mole you sent to look after him that also hasn't reported back.
Right. I've heard now in fairness, I've heard a number of stories from Sada recently of strange things happening, so be on your guard.
Wait, what kind of strange things?
I'm not entirely certain. There's just apparently been something strange happening in Sada. Something about some people going missing or whatever.
You got any enemies around there?
Not that I know of.
This sounds like something we can do, yeah?
Will you be supplying any provisions for this journey?
No, but I have it on good authority that you recently came into possession of both a Crawdloo and a wagon.
That's true, though we can still use a barrel of water or such to get us through it.
Look, I'll leave those sorts of things up to you, alright? I'm not going to babysit you. I will, however, give you one additional bit of information. Something which I will expect for you to deal with on your own time. I've got the location of the tarn. Alright?
The what?
The
Oh,
tarn.
the druid thing. And you're not gonna tell us till we come back from this, is that what you're saying?
No. I'm going to let you know where it is right now. As a sign of good faith. Now, I don't know what exactly is going on here, so if this is something that's going to impact your ability to investigate Sada, go to the tarn, get it sorted out. I don't care. What I need you to do, though, is find out what happened to Harmis. Or at the very least, if he's still around. Because if I've lost Harmis, I'm going to need to begin rethinking something.
And people there will know him by that name?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other information you have you think we need?
It's a Vorden village. That's about all I can tell you. It's mostly used for the iron trade. They hold over iron there before it's shipped off to its final locations.
How long you think it'd take us to get there with a Crodluin wagon?
2 or 3 days at most.
Okay. Jomo will not have a problem with this. We can go right away, as far as Jomo's concerned.
Yeah.
As you say that, Sirshu, though, comes down and says, wait. He just gave you the location of this Tarn place, right? Why not go there first?
Cause it sounds like his thing is urgent. And it's not like we don't have all the time in the world to investigate this thing with us. I mean, a few more days ain't gonna make any difference, right?
I don't know that. Do you know that? What if I suddenly start to disappear in a few days?
Then
would
our
that
prayers will have been answered.
The flame does not love me that much.
Look. Please. I'm asking you. Go to the Tarn first, alright?
You don't care if we go to this Tarn place first? Quick trip first, then?
Look, I've been waiting a week on this information. If we want to make a stop off there, but if it stops you from completing this job, let's just say there will be consequences.
Okay, in that case, we'll go to Turn first, I think. And then immediately on to Sada from there.
Yeah, whatever you guys think.
Yeah, fair enough, especially if it's on the way.
Well, it's kind of not. But it didn't look like it was very far out of the way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Can you bring back up the big map, Scito?
Sure.
How far away does that look like to me in terms of...
It's...
a few hours outside of Tyr?
No, it's, I would say that you could. It's gonna be. One sec. Let's see. Mount travel speed for again for. Okay, so it's gonna be closer to 5-6 hours, probably a bit more because it looks like it goes into some difficult terrain near the end there.
I was just about to ask that if Corin would know if it was like all rocky climbs and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, the area directly outside here is that's all. Those are scrub plains, so those you can travel relatively easily. Lots of villages and whatnot there, but the last bit to get to the Tarn, that would be more.
Whatever you guys think.
I would tell Ven, if you don't hear anything from us in 10 days, we've most likely failed.
Well, that's a cheerful thought.
Great.
But we will do everything we can to get word to you as soon as we have anything worth.
All right. Get going. Go, go. And he sort of shoos you towards the door.
Let's go.
All right. So you make your way to the messenger's mount. One sec. So, and within there's Ibn Bijuk, who's there. I was actually going to look. I was going to have one of my sons look for you. I just wish to let you know that I believe now that your Crodlu is well enough that it will be necessary for you to start paying for the stabling costs.
We'll do that when we come back. We're taking it now.
Oh, very well.
You want us to pay you for 1 day now? We'll pay you for one day now.
No, that is fine. You can we will simply begin the payments once you return. Best of luck on your journeys. Spirits guide you.
Thanks. I'm gonna check the animal over and see how healthy it seems to me.
Alright, make a medicine check. The Crodlu, it's still a little bit, not quite right. You believe it can make it as far as Sada, but you don't think it's going to be good for any extended trips beyond that.
You know, one thing we could do is just leave the animal in the wagon here, go to the Tarn on foot, come back, then get the Crodlu and wagon and go to Sada. That way, one animal, and as I say one, I like hold up 2 fingers. Animal get a little more time to rest, and whatever the number after 1 is, I hold up like 4 fingers. We don't maybe have to leave the wagon sitting out somewhere if we have to start crossing terrain which the wagon can't go on to get to Tarn. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially if you think the Crodlu needs a little more rest.
Okay, let's do that then. In that case, how much we gotta pay you for to hold the animal?
Stabling costs will be 1 second. What are the stabling costs again? It'll be 5 slate pieces per day.
It's quite a bit.
Yep.
But that is what the animals' food and water and upkeep and
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
But like, we could pay you afterwards, maybe. I mean, if I pay you for 2 days now and something happens and we can't come back for a week, then I can pay you the rest when we get back, right? You're not just gonna throw the animal out after 2 days?
I will trust you on this. Yes.
Okay,
I would not
thank you.
do that.
I will give him 1 enamel piece then, which should cover 2
Okay.
days at least. Take good care. Did we name this animal? Or does it have a
No.
name?
It doesn't have a name. You can still name it.
Oh, well, I can't think of a name right now, but...
I was trying to think of that name that you always used to torture Scito with because you did something horrible to that character or another.
No.
Oh, you're so right!
Azure.
You take good care of Azure here.
Motherfucker.
Wow.
Motherfucker. When rocks fall from the ceiling and you all die.
In fact, I'm gonna give him another enamel piece. And say, make sure she gets good food, extra water, everything.
Very well, my friend, though I must admit this name of yours I think will bring bad omens.
You got a better idea.
No, I just... Something about that name suggests to me that something bad will happen. Motherfucker. God damn it.
I think Jomo's not that creative, so like if he has to think of a name, he's just gonna be like, he's just gonna name it after somebody. Like he had his one friend, was his Thrycreen friend, so his Thrycreen friend's name was Tikik Tak Cha. So he'll just like name the Crodlu Tikik. Cause like he doesn't know anyone else to name it after.
Alright. Kick. That is a better name, and I think much better things will happen.
Okay. Take good care of... Is it a male or female, Crodlu?
It is a female.
Take good care of her then. Extra food, extra water. I paid you extra. Now we're ready to go.
Alright. So, you begin to set out on... Now, are you bringing the tent with you?
Yeah, I am.
Well,
I'm bringing everything.
I'm guessing we wouldn't still have the room, right? I mean, they would be renting out it to someone else.
No, Ben has basically reserved that room for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm carrying everything, and I'm gonna go ahead and be over and... Oh, but that's gonna slow down our whole... everything, isn't it?
Can we break the weight up? I mean, I forgot the
how much-
encumbrance rule.
How much weight can you guys... How much free inventory weight do you guys have? Your weight is... Your strength score times 15.
It might be a good idea just to bring the Crodlu. It really might just be the best idea to do that, because...
Well, you guys aren't over encumbered, right?
No.
Corwin isn't. I mean, I'm assuming Corwin is listed as having 17 pounds of water.
Let me make sure. Yes, Corwin has 17 pounds of water.
And do you have
Okay.
10 for me?
Yep.
I have
Yes.
40 pounds of water.
You do have 40 pounds.
And I have a
Yep.
35-pound large tent.
Yeah, and I think we should be going out with more water than I have it.
Yeah, we don't know what could happen. We think we're just going to walk to the tarn and back, but we could get stuck. Anything could happen, right? So we can't just go out there with nothing.
All right. Well, if you want, you can stop by one of the water dispensaries and pick up some water there.
Yeah, Corin would go ahead and do that.
All right. So each gallon of water will cost you about 2 ceramic pieces. So
I have a question. The assemblage of this tent. It's like you have to assemble it, right? It's broken into pieces?
yeah.
So could we divide up the weight of that tent? If each of us carry part of it?
I would say yeah, but yeah, okay, you could do that. I'm not sure if it could be quite equal, but yeah, I'd say you can divide it up.
How much can you guys carry?
So right now I've got 17 pounds free, but I would like to do 10 of that with water, so for a total of 20 pounds. So not much. I don't know, we may need to bring the cart.
Yeah, the same thing. Like, if I topped out the water, I would only have a couple pounds available.
Alright, I'm just gonna leave the tent in the wagon.
Okay, so, and you're not bringing the wagon?
No.
Okay.
We can live without the tent, but I don't want us to downsize our water, and I don't want to take the animal out yet, if it's not really 100%. Plus, I'm worried that we're going to get to a point where we won't be able to take it, and we'll have to go on foot and just leave it somewhere, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so at that point I'm going to pay for 2 gallons of water to bring the total up to 26.
All right. And Corwin, are you going to be buying water or?
Actually, I realized that I have the group and grappling in the room. Corin will go ahead and take that back.
Okay.
You guys don't have separate tents, right? I think that one large tent was going to be for all of us.
That was it, yeah.
I think we can live without it. We didn't have a tent before.
Right.
And we're not going far. Presumably, it'll be a short trip there and back. A 3-hour tour.
Nice.
We didn't actually name the animal as yours, so that's got to improve our situation.
Yeah.
And I originally had 17, I think was the number. I had done some adjustments.
Yeah, you had 17.
Okay, Corin will buy 3 pounds of water and take 6 ceramic pieces off of his total.
3 pounds of water? Or 3 gallons?
3 pounds.
Okay,
Unless
Break
we're
one of your
going,
ceramic pieces in half.
I mean, unless we're going by gallons of water. I thought we were doing pounds of it, but okay.
I mean, it's just that it then gets into kind of messy things because then we'll have to start doing bits and...
Okay. How many gallons to a pound? I mean, he could just drink the excess. I mean,
8 pounds to a gallon.
okay. So, yeah, he'll just get a gallon of water then, and he'll put, he'll top himself up to 20 pounds of water in his skins and drink the rest.
Okay. Are you ready to set off?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, as you begin to head to the gate, you see that there appears to be some sort of ruckus going on. A large number of city guardsmen have gathered outside of the refugee camp, and the refugees are all in. It appears they're about ready to riot. You can hear shouts of, "Give us food! Give us water! Please! Go back to your dwellings! Stop! Please! My child just needs water!" You also recognize a familiar face. Nazare appears to be here.
Who's that?
He's the guy from the market, right? That was trying to buy all the food.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, him.
And he appears to be mediating between a mole woman who looks like she's leading this to-be riot and a city guard captain. So, do you do anything, or do you just go peace and go?
I'm on team peace, but you guys can do what you want.
We can't solve all the world's problems. We got shit to do.
Like, we're on the clock here. What are we gonna do for these people? Nothing. I mean, even if we gave them a few rations, that's not enough food for all these people.
I don't know.
Exactly.
You could maybe defuse the riot.
Yeah, that's
I
our
go ahead.
set.
I go ahead and set a save point here, and maybe I'll come back and do the side quest later. But
We come back and this is an unloady situation.
Unloady,
They're all dead.
I was thinking that.
Well, it's your choice. Do you help out or not?
I would be compelled. Once I saw Nazare, I would be compelled to at least go up to him and inquire as to what's going on.
Oh. Nazri sees you and he lets out an audible sigh of relief. Oh, my friends. It's good to see you. I'm trying to prevent this from breaking down to violence, but these two, they seem intent on tearing out each other's throats. The mole woman, meanwhile, is saying, all we want is food and water. We are citizens of Tyr. We deserve it. We don't have the resource. It's simply the reality. We do not have any such supplies, and there's not enough to go around. All right?
How many people are we talking about here?
Right now, there are thousands of people, but this riot is consisting of about 200, 300 people. But there's thousands of refugees in Tyr now. Nazri sort of ushers you over to the mole woman. Karna, this man is one of the people who generously donated all those supplies and helped out with that dwarven merchant I told you about. The woman, Karna, sort of looks you over and says, well, it's good to see that someone, she looks back over at the city guard captain, is actually trying to help. Now, Karna, please, just stay calm. Violence will solve nothing. Exactly. That's why I've been trying to tell them. There's no way that we can... I'm just sorry. We can't help you. So what do you say anything?
I honestly can't think of anything to say. I want to help here. What was it, Karna?
Karna, yeah.
Karna, I'd love to help here, but this is a situation. I mean, you have to understand that if all that comes out of this is violence, then people are going to be worse off than they are now.
But people are dying right now. They are starving. And more people will die if you attempt to attack the city guard. You have to understand that, woman. Corwin, you saying anything?
Corbin's kind of taking stock of this situation, and he's kind of, he's looking out over the mass of people, and there's not much he can particularly do to help. I mean, he does have a wild theory, but he doubts that will actually work.
Okay. Does anyone want to try persuasion to talk down any of the players here?
I will offer guidance to a person that's trying to do that. This entire situation is completely outside of Jomo's wheelhouse. So if somebody needs to be burned or healed, then he's right here for you. But
I mean, yeah, I can try persuasion. It's not my more impressive ability, but we can give it a shot.
Okay.
There you go, buddy. Get that 1 point.
Got my one.
The spirits are right there for you. Oof.
No, the spirits aren't there enough for me.
All right.
Corwin would try to back him up in that case. Like if he was starting to try to say something, Corwin would kind of intervene and kind of smooth things over, if that makes sense. Like,
okay.
Listen, trying to, just attacking the city of Tyr, all of its, can easily repel you, especially, I think, an army of refugees that, you're already weak and run down already. You'd be just gripped up like, cut down like so much wheat, and crops and such. You must take hope in the desert rat that, there's a symbol of the refugees that can fighting against the elements, and we can rise above them.
And you can also purchase lovely portraits of said desert rat.
All right, make your persuasion, Nox. Oh!
Okay, I'm officially converting to the desert rat because that's the second natural persuasion roll in a row.
Yeah, I'm a cleric of the desert rat now.
All right, so Karna basically looks at you. Her hands tighten into a fist, but then she just sort of slumps over and says, "You were kind enough to help us, and I suppose, even though I don't know what this desert rat thing is about, you're right about it. We'd only make things worse. It's just so many people are so hungry."
Does Corwin know anything about druidic magic?
I would say make a nature check.
I mean, why don't these people get a job?
Pull themselves up by a bootstrap.
Why don't they just move?
Yeah.
Go hunting or something. Go find some bosrogs to eat.
All right.
There's so many of them, they could overwhelm almost any creature, right? Like, yeah, some of them will die, but that's less people that's less mouths to feed. It's win-win.
Yeah, that's their logic on attacking Tyr, but...
Well, they're not going to beat Tyr.
So, Nox, you know a bit about druidic magic, so what exactly is it you're plumbing your mind for?
Okay, well, you see, we are on a way to visit some druids, and druids, at least the ones Corwin knows, are able to, use their natural touch to, infuse branches and leaves and twigs to cause them to sprout the most delicious and sustenance of fruit, in the form of a good berry. And that, if these refugees were to, petition, a huge group of druids, a cabal of druids or a grove of druids, that, they may be able to find some help there.
Okay, but you do realize that if your idea is to send them to the Tarn, that could be
ruinous, yes.
Yes, it could be very ruinous, especially if the druids, because again, druids are very protective of their grove.
But we could ask them about it, at least. We could say we're going there and, maybe try and get some advice from the druids.
All right, that's fair enough. You could do that. In any case, Karna has turned to the other refugees, and she said, "That's enough for now. Let's just go." And she sort of painfully says this, "Home, I guess." As they head back, as slowly the crowd begins to disperse and head back into the refugee camp. The city guard captain walks up to you and says, thank you all for your help. It was very much appreciated, and the city of Tyr appreciates it." Nazare, on the other hand, is looking at you and is absolutely beaming. Thank you, my friends. Again, you show your worth. I had feared this was descend into a bloodbath.
You're most welcome. I didn't think my words would be able to soothe such a mass of people, but once I started talking, I just felt inspired.
It seems right now the time for such words is much needed. Too many are too quick to violence, and it is absolutely tearing apart Tyr and indeed all of Athos. But I fear that Karna will and her followers will soon attempt again. I'm not sure how long their anger will have been eased by this.
This is true. If there's only some way to even get these people water and such, I don't know if the water dispensaries would even allow, getting of any volume, water of any volume out the gate.
It is difficult. The only solution that comes to my mind is if there was somewhere else we could take the refugees, but there is nowhere else. The rest of the area, the tablelands, are in complete chaos. We're pushing in from the east, and to the south we hear tales of storms and bandits. In any case, blessings of the spirits be upon you, my friends.
They could go to Golg. I'm sure the Oba would welcome them all as slaves. Then they would be fed.
He looks a bit pained, as you said. You would have them go into slavery? That...
Would they prefer to die?
I believe they would prefer to die with dignity.
I mean, there are only so many ways to make your way in this world. Either you know how to take care of yourself, or someone take care of you, or you be a slave, or you die. They don't know how to take care of themselves. Nobody willing to take care of them. So slavery and death are only options. That's how Jomo see it.
And I am sorry that you see it that way, my friend. And Nazre begins to walk off towards the other refugees.
So Sinclair will call back, or call him back real quick, and just offer words of encouragement, saying, you know, hey, you're fighting a fight that needs to be fought, and that no one else is willing to do. So please don't lose faith and keep up with what you're doing.
Thank you, friend. Your words right now are a light in the dark. And he departs. So, it's now about 8 o'clock, so I'm thinking around now is probably a good time to end off the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, a fair bit happened this session. You finally did the job for Ven. You managed to help out the refugees somewhat and prevented the bloodbath outside Tyr's Gate.
But did we really help them, though? I mean...
Well, again, this is going to be a campaign which does not necessarily always have a happy ending for everyone.
In politics, you call this kicking the can. We made the problem something we'll have to deal with later.
I mean, we won't have to deal with this problem at all. We're not the ones running the city.
Oh,
So-
you're thinking small. Okay. I mean, some of us have plans on things our characters will be doing.
Honestly, Joma doesn't like slavery, and I as a player don't like slavery, but in this world and in this situation, it could be the best thing for these people to be enslaved.
Let me ask your service provider about slavery.
Ask your doctor if slavery is right for you.
Nice.
Tired? Are your children hungry? Have you considered indentured servitude?
Oh, man. Okay, so, Josiah, take us out.
Alright, we're done, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well then, if you're watching on YouTube, this episode is now over, so thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Dungeons & Dragons, The Shattered Crown, 5th Edition Dark Sun campaign. See you next time.